Give me the boxer, couldn't put me in this ride. You and I, we gon' slide suicide. Roller coaster, no top, hands high. Where you been? I've been in the wind, chasing hands, I'm a dog. I've been on the road, fucking dudes, you can't, don't ask me where my hat is at. Treat this whip like Batman, chop it down, I yeah. She told me take it off, she must have heard I'm taking off. She saw my pig fall, she on her dick, now she love it like if we broke before. Look, I've been broke before, I just won't phone them all.
It's Mr. Pop my shit, OG in this bitch, I'm about to go off. Oh, you didn't know I'm with your bitch, well, she my road dog. Bip you hard, we baby up this bitch, they sent the Coast Guard. Cadbury bunnies with the shits, shoot a whole squad. Lasers at the crib like Richie Rich, I knock her nose off. Oh God, my magnum opus, this mean the most dog. Hella songs that PPP shit, this shit ain't no fraud. Choppers Cuddy, but it's Humphrey, I'm finna Bogart. Living stupid fast when I'm hours turn to minutes. I pray I do my best with these hours that I'm giving. Push it to the limit, horsepower when I'm whipping. Keep my vibe on, lifting, touch a bag, then I'm dipping. I do this with precision, I got the vision. Leader in assist when they come to my division. We gon' slide, of course, slipping eyes wide. When we grip and petrified at my side of the town you don't live in. So we shake, rattle and roll, scoop my package and go. Flip that shit fast and then yo on them pissy mattresses, bro. Raised by savages, homes, cause we some mad cats. Can't control and rule these niggas, broke this shit like Mad Max. Cheat.
Like an Autobahn, baby, I got drive. Give me the boxer, couldn't put me in this ride. You and I, we gon' slide suicide. Roller coaster, no top, hands high.
Yo, what it is, man? It's your boy A. Smith, this Straight Pip TV. This episode 12, I think this is episode 12. You feel me? We've been at it every day, trying to stay consistent. You got to, because the algorithms will make you disappear if you don't. You feel me? But as you can see, man, this is another special episode. I got another special guest co-star, man, my man G Money. He hit me with a bunch of interesting topics, a lot of ill shit he wanted to discuss. You feel me? I'm always open to hear new topics. So, I said, man, he's wanted to come on and discuss something. So, G Money, what's up with you, bro?
What's up, A. Smith? What's up, my man? Definitely appreciate you having me on again. Definitely appreciate you really opening up the floor and opening up the studio to actually allow me to be able to put these topics out to the world, because I definitely think they're important, and I think it's necessary that we talk about them and, give people some type of like insight on what's going on in the world, everybody's thoughts, things that we as normal people go through every day. And just some people have questions on it. Some people want to know like how to handle it, things of that nature, or some people just want to feel like they ain't alone. So definitely appreciate
it. Sure enough, bro. I appreciate you coming, choosing this platform to come on and discuss it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, the things that you want to discuss, it's always at the end of the day, it's about edification. We could sit up here, joke about shit and laugh, and you know what I'm saying? We could do all that. That's all cool, entertain ourselves. But at the end of the day, we want to get some edification into and talk about some real stuff. So, that's what I want to create this platform to be something where people can really take serious and just unwind, and you can laugh and we can talk about shit and loosely about things. But there's some serious things at time. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and place for everything. It's a time for everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, what you wanted to get into first? I'll let you take the floor and, direct the topics and stuff. We could discuss them.
Bet. First of all, I definitely want to give you your flowers. Like, you always have people on for real, and you always give people their flowers. But I want the world to understand like how important you are too, and how much you do in the background of things. And like, this your introduction, my nigga. Like, this my man A. Smith, aka A. Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Alex, better known. Yeah, this man, I knew this man many years. To get into a little backstory, we worked together. You know, it's funny how God works because like me and him end up like just crossing paths, and it was meant like our chemistry, our work ethic and stuff, like our love for music, all of that has been brought to, you know, the light by God, because it could have been possible. We worked together. We never really brushed shoulders for real. But like, especially at that time, I was one of those guys that stayed to myself, was in my shell, wasn't really open to a lot of new people. But I'm grateful that this man right here, you know, I admire him. He come a long way. I watched him grow as a as a human being, as a person. This man is he the only person I know that just worked just as hard as me with his passions and everything that he wants to do. And I applaud you, my nigga. Like, I applaud you for real. You know, I'm
appreciate
grateful.
that, bro. I appreciate that for real, yo.
Your flowers. So that's the
I
first
appreciate that shit.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So really, you know, since the pandemic happened, you know, kind of touching on the last time we had our little session or whatever, we kind of touched on mental health a little bit. We didn't really go too deep on it, but since the pandemic, it's been a lot of people just not well, you know, mental health wise. There's a lot of things that change, you know. I mean, everything is just like twice as much in prices, you know. Everything just got crazy since the pandemic. We are not all well, even though we act like it. And I just wanted to say, like, it's okay, people, once again, that if you need to seek therapy or just talk to somebody or whatever it is you need to do to make sure that you're okay, that's all right to do. So I just wanted to say, you know, one of the topics is like how important is mental health since the pandemic, bro? And then like, what are the effects you think the pandemic actually have on people, like far as mental health?
You know, that's a layered question, but I think mental health definitely is just big since the pandemic, especially, but just in general. It's something that we kind of conditioned to ignore, kind of in a way. You know, one thing I'd like to think about, a lot of us come from places where we like we kind of we normalize trauma and shit. You feel me?
Right.
And, we don't really address a lot of things. You just imagine how many people walking around is really depressed or mentally going through something and don't even know it, don't even know how to recognize it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it's real big, and the older I get, the more I realize like a lot of us is kind of suffering mentally and don't even know it, because we wasn't, I guess, shown properly or taught properly or whatever the case may be on how to recognize it and address it, or even know how to address it. You know, a lot of it's overreact to things, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have a guy who react a certain way, but he's facing a certain amount of pressure, but he react a certain type of way because he don't know how else to react. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of us don't know about it. You feel me? You hear about it a lot today. It's kind of a word that everybody throw around a lot, but I don't think people actually really, you know what I'm saying? I don't think people actually really consider it for the most part. But since the pandemic, like you said, I mean, I think since it happened, it kind of made people realize, like, well, for me, I can speak for myself. The first thing I realized was like how real things can get and how quick shit can change. Like, your everyday fabric of living can change. You know what I'm saying? And that alone right there kind of make you think about something you may never thought about before. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you know, like, is we gonna ever get out of this? Like, how we gonna live after this? You know, stuff like that. So it definitely, I can imagine it being like pressure to some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I definitely think we all, it's not just, it's all of us, honestly, in some kind of way. We definitely all is feeling the effects of the pandemic, even including myself. Like, it takes a lot. Like you said, it's definitely a layered answer to this question, because there's so many things or so many levels. And like you said, one of the things too that I noticed, like, it definitely puts you in that perspective to definitely wonder, like, about a lot of things. And it also do wake you up. It wakes you up to realizing, you could be, but that go with that saying, you could be straight today and you know, in bad shape tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, you know, but like mental health, definitely, like you said, it doesn't get as much attention as it should. A lot of us think it's a negative thing. a lot of us think it's just not okay to do, or we find some kind of negative energy towards it when, truth be told. And you also got like some people out here really catering to their mental health. You just don't know it. I just think there's a lot of things in the social media world that's not really being displayed, that's really real, that people are not displaying and they need to be displayed, because people always see the glory and the shine and all this stuff that people show them that they want to show them, and they don't show them too much of the behind closed doors real stuff. So that's why I wanted to bring these topics up, man, because it's bigger than just us as far as shining on these platforms and just, us as our talented artists and whatever we are as people. We got to live beyond that. When we all at home by ourselves in a closed room or with our families or whatever, we got to still deal with these things. And whether we actually display them or let the world know that we too go through those same things, we still go through it, whether or not we display it or not. So,
But and even like I want to piggyback question, because you made me think of something, like how you said, people show what they want to show and how would they, what they don't want to see. How much of an effect does social media play into mental health?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, yes, indeed.
Because a lot of times people, it's even times for me, I might see somebody and I'd be like, damn, how come I ain't doing what they doing or something? And I like, I know, I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. So how much of a role does that play into people's mental health? You feel me?
And I definitely got like a topic of that coming up later on, as far as
I wasn't sure, but
yeah, you're right. Like it is too much. Like I would honestly say 75% of the shit that's on social media is bullshit. Like a lot of the stuff people not really, it's very rare people are showing 100% their real lives or what they really doing or the real truth behind it, or they're not showing you the way they are getting or accomplishing these goals or these successes. They're just, they're just giving you bits and pieces. And I know people personally who like, they could have traveled like 5 years ago, and they saving that shit, making like they still traveling or whatever. Or, it's just so much fake shit that it's very important not to get too caught up into the social media. And it does have a serious effect on people, because some people really believe in that people live in that shit, like that they're showing all the time. Like it's not realistic. Like we are human, even wealthy people, is you could tell the people, and it makes sense for the people who are really living like that. You could tell. And the ones that's really like that, not even displaying that kind of stuff, they're too busy trying to do bigger and better things. So like a lot of it is just a facade, or people got infatuated. Everybody want to be stars. Everybody want to live in the limelight and want to be something that they're not. So that's what I believe this kind of driven this social media thing out of whack, to the point where people not even being realistic with their self no more. And if you're lying to yourself, then, you'll lie to anybody. Like first person you got to be real with, honestly, is yourself. I say that all the time.
For real. That's a fact.
So touching on like the next topic, like it kind of piggybacks off of that too. Dealing with feelings and emotions, and we kind of touched on that too a little bit in the last segment. But dealing with feelings and emotions, how do people deal with their feelings? Like how do we deal with our feelings and emotions in a way that we can release the pressure or release the fact that all of those things that's bottled up? Like tell me some things that you probably do to, like, when you get to that point where you stressed out or you got a lot of stuff you've been holding on to. How do you release that? Because I think it's important to give these people a couple of ideas of ways they can release it, because some people, like you said, they just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough thing. You know what I'm saying? First of all, one of the hardest things that I think we all kind of struggle with is to be able to because it's one thing to be in a calm state of mind and know what you should be doing mentally and how you should react to certain things. There's another thing to actually be in that moment of being upset, to maintain that thought process and like react accordingly. Because most of the times, I mean, speaking for myself, when I'm high on passionate or something, or I'm upset about something, I know in the back of my mind I need to chill out and not get mad. And you know what I'm saying? I'm telling myself that, but sometimes I allow that emotion to take over. So I think it's a step-by-step thing, you know. First is understanding what you need to work on. It's a lot of, I mean, life is pretty much self-evaluation 24/7. You're always evaluating yourself, you know what I'm saying? You should be, you feel me? We all should be looking inside, you know what I mean, knowing where you can get wrong at. So that even come with taking criticism. Somebody might be like, yo, you guys, you know, this, that, and the third. And but to your back to your point about displaying your emotions is one, like I said, always knowing, just being able to have the mind over matter, and knowing like sometimes it's better to just walk away. Sometimes our ego get in the way, pride. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get the last word, whatever, you feel me? And another thing, a lot of times, you know, when we in relationships, nobody triggers like our spouse. Our spouse can trigger us like a mug. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy. You might be out in the street, can ignore the shit out somebody, but your girl, you know, you know what I'm saying? Your spouse will trigger you like a motherfucker. So it's like, even with that, it's just like, it's just finding different ways to not to always be in control of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And when you fall off a deep end, allow yourself to have some grace. Don't be too hard on yourself, but understand, like, you know, understand that your reactions is everything. How you react to things is everything. You know, it's not about what happened. It's not about what somebody said. Only thing they're gonna remember is what how you reacted. You know what I mean? So I just think it's important to recognize your flaws and where you need to work at as a person, and really trying to work on controlling that self-control. You know what I'm saying? And getting them emotions off, like whether it be, you know, if you got something on your mind, you're dealing with pressure, you got to release it somehow, some way, whether it's talking to somebody. Therapy ain't always got to be sitting in the sitting in the chair talking to somebody. I mean, it helps, but therapy can be shooting basketball, going read a book, you know what I'm saying, go garden or something. You feel something where you can find some peace and really, like, you know what I'm saying, and you know, shout out to DJ, shout out to Billy, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all in the comments. Shout out. Thanks for support. Thanks for watching. But yeah, what would you say, bro?
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to be able to understand and be able to control our emotions, for sure. Like and that's why I brought this topic up too. Like, I wanted people to understand, like, there's so many ways that we can release and release that pressure and that stress. Like, a lot of people don't know, like me, I happen to be a very personable person. So not saying that I hold things in and bottle it up. It has been times in my life where I have done that, you know what I mean? Because like you said, at the time, I didn't understand, or I didn't know other ways, you know, to release those things. And sometimes in my teenage life, you know, the me being violently was one of the ways that I did that. And that's not the correct way to do it. You know, sometimes you get so frustrated, you just want to hit somebody and you know, you rage out on people. But I've learned how to turn those negatives into positives. And I want people to understand, like, I work on myself every day. Like, I'm still working on myself too. Like you said, there's always room for growth. Nobody perfect, so we're going to always have room for growth. So, like, you know, hitting the gym.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with not being perfect.
Exactly. And if you need to hit the gym, if that's your way of doing it, some people need to get on that treadmill, lift some weights or something. And then for me, like, one of the things they don't know about us with music was my therapy. So me laying verses, me doing albums, me writing lyrics, that was one of my therapies. You know, I was able to put all of my life and the things that I was going through and all of the feelings and emotions in my lyrics. So that helped me a lot too. And I have done therapy too. I want everybody to understand that. Like, I was man enough to you know, stand up and do therapy too myself, you know. Never thinking I'm too big or too good or too wise or too improved to do that, because that's okay too. But like you said, there's so many other ways. Reading a book. I like to read. A lot of people wouldn't even think that. Like, I read a lot of stuff on a daily basis. It's not always got to be a hard book. It can be through your phone. We got like technology nowadays that we're able to have access to all kinds of things, and there's no excuse for you to not be able to use your phone to read a book. You can read a book through your phone. Like, I have Amazon Kindle. I read a lot of books through that because it's more convenient for me. When I'm on the go, or if I'm at work and I got like a 15-minute break or a 30-minute break or whatever, that's time that I utilize in trying to improve myself. And that's what people got to understand too. You got to take that time, whenever you can get it, and it's always time. So there's no such thing as you don't have time to work on yourself. Anytime that you find valuable, you could be just sitting still for 5-10 minutes. That's okay. You ain't gonna read the whole book in 5 or 10 minutes, but you can read a sentence or two. You know what I mean? So
yeah, if
it's
that's
just
your
so
thing.
many ways.
But in other words, get a hobby. I got friends are telling get a hobby, just get something where you can go, find something that you enjoy.
Yeah,
What I mean?
positive. You can shine that
Yeah,
positivity in it.
anything but hold that energy in, man. You gotta get it out somehow. Because what happens if you hold it in, you keep holding it in, you might explode one day, and you might end up hurting somebody and shit.
Exactly.
And unfortunately in our community, we see it too many times. How many people that be like, damn, I wish I didn't do X, Y, Z. I should have just,
Exactly.
so you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
man.
We gotta learn to control our emotions too. Like
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's the spark of it too. Like
For
we
sure.
definitely gotta learn, like you said. It's kind of like some people we can't really age group it because sometimes we learn some of those things as kids too, like trying to deal with the emotions and how you deal with them and how you let them out and how you don't let them impact your actions. We definitely gotta be smart enough to realize, like like you said early on, like we cannot let ourselves react compulsively to the point where we so compulsive that we just doing stuff and we're not thinking about what we're doing because those actions still count. They still matter. They still going to have an effect on, your future or your life. So you can do something sometimes in 1 or 5 minutes that can hurt your life forever. So it's very important on working on trying to find ways to to control those emotions, but
No doubt.
We got some people out here that may not be these kind of people at all. They might not be much of people that give a shit about other people, but some people like myself, and I'm sure like you, and there's a lot of other people that, we could be helpers, right? So
no, for sure. I'm just
helping people and being able to help people,
Yeah.
What is a good time, to help a person, and what mind state do you think you have to be in to be able to help a person? And is there a limit to the amount of help or extra activity that you should be taking on?
I think you should be able to help people when you can help them. You know what I'm saying? If there's nothing you can do, then there's nothing you can do. But if you're able to help somebody, then yeah, sure, help them. You know what I'm saying? Even in some cases, go above and beyond. But you can't. For one, sometimes we help people beyond to a point we start hurting ourselves. Some people just can't be helped, bro. Like shit. It ain't meant for people to be helped. Maybe you ain't the person to help to save them. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, it ain't up to us sometimes. So you feel me? You gotta know when to be like, all right, I did all I could. Sometimes us trying to help people is actually hurting them. You know what I'm saying? Like we can hinder a person from, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, yeah, you know what I mean? I understand right, yeah, people do take advantage. That's another thing that happens. You feel me? And most of the time when you extend your hand like that's one of the real that's a logical thing that can happen. Sometimes you can get taken advantage of. Most of the people I know who always seem to help people, they get taken advantage of sometimes. But it's just knowing it's just discernment at the end of the day and understanding if it get to a point where you hurting yourself and you ain't getting reciprocated, then you need to step back. And you know what I mean? And I think that comes with just like, a lot of self evaluation. You gotta know that in yourself. Like, all right, I'm starting to fuck my shit up trying to help somebody else. So I can't keep doing it. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is.
It remind me of like the nice guy finished last.
Right.
It remind me of that. That's kind of true. Like the sad part is, sometimes, we helping people and they don't even want help. And I think we got to understand like when to help somebody, when somebody actually is screaming or asking for help. Because I have learned over the course of time, I used to be a person myself, like would always just want to help somebody because I felt like it was godly. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get that in our mind too. We think that sometimes it could even be something that stems from us that makes us do that. Like we feel like we got to help somebody because it makes us feel good or it makes us feel better.
Self-gratification.
Yeah, right. And I had to learn like, man, sometimes, you can't even be, you can't even be mad if somebody taking advantage of you, because if you're the person that's forcing the help and they ain't even asking for it, but you're just trying to give help, then you allowed it. You know, like you said,
Right.
it's about knowing when you don't need to help somebody and when you do. And a lot of people, they may look at me and take it as like I'm a mean person, because a lot of times I have wisdom. Like I've learned and experienced things of when you do that. Most people, 90% of the people probably don't even appreciate it, or
Yeah.
they don't
They
reciprocate
can, yeah.
back in return if you needed it. And that's sad, because
Right.
we can give ourselves fully to a person or to people in general, you know, and they won't even give a shit about us in return. And you'll be sitting here man, dying in stress, or, you know, breaking your back.
Now, most of the time, yo, like, and just want to insert this point. Like, most of the time, the person that, like, when you a helping person and you always reach out a helping hand, yo, it's like, who helps that person? Like, who helps the help?
Exactly.
Who bakes for the baker? Like, who cooks for the chef type shit? Like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it be like that sometimes. You know, it's like, ain't nobody going to help me like I'm going to help them type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
I know people that's like that go through that.
And I'm one of them. Like, I'm one of the people that, like, you know, I believe in that saying, like they say, God gives the strongest, the toughest battles to the strongest soldier, or whatever. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, you know, I had to like get to a point in my life where, like I say, I start realizing like I ain't gonna keep doing too much. You know, like, of course, like you said, you should help somebody if you can, but that's the start of it. If you can. If you're in the right space, if you're in the right state of mind, if you're in the right place of your life, I believe at times, sometimes we can't help nobody until we have helped ourselves.
Right.
Until we need a better space ourselves, and we are fixed ourselves, healed ourselves. You can't go on trying to heal other people if you're not healed. You know?
No, that's a fact. That's big, and that's a big one. You know, that's a big one. You live and you learn, man, and that's big. You know, you learn that eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the next topic, like the core of a person, you know, I'm talking about a person's core. Does the core of a person in their background matter? And, you know, does it matter in relationships and marriages, you know, and uniting families? And how does it take effect if so?
So when you say, does the core of a person matter in terms of what? Like, do the core of like who they are as a person?
Who they are as a person, the background of the person, like, you know, what they went through, what they've been through, just all of that, the whole core of a person.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does, because sometimes what we go through make us who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shit. A person that go through a lot, sometimes they understand things different. You know what I mean? But if I'm a person in my core, I'm just not a rotten person. I mean, that's something to consider. If you know, somebody wanted to build a family with me, like who I am in my core, you know what I'm saying? Like I do, but I do think it's important to like, not necessarily judge people, but I mean, shit, judge people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, shit, like if I'm living a certain type of way, or I'm trying to be a certain type of way, it ain't like I'm better than nobody. But if I'm trying to do this and them people's doing that, I don't need to be with them people. They doing that, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever that may be. And I mean, like, you know, based on people's certain experiences in life. I mean, I ain't gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Like, I think people that go through a lot of shit in their life, sometimes they could be a lot easier to kind of connect with, because they done experienced enough where they see life a little different. And because I kind of been, I'm one of them people that kind of been through, you know what I'm saying, been through my fair share of shit. And it's like, it gave me a certain perspective on life, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it humbled me down. But if I'm at my core, if I'm just a bad person, you know, it wouldn't be smart to like, it wouldn't be smart to deal with somebody that's at their core, just not the person, you know, not a good person or whatever. And
Right. I think sometimes too, like we all try to, I want to believe, like, it's probably, I think I have known some real rotten motherfuckers in my life. Like, it literally just was like, I believe to be evil from the core. You know what I mean? They just don't, you know, these are the type of people who I've experienced. They ain't never got nothing positive to say.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
In reality, everybody ain't good, yo. It's gonna be bad people and it's good people, period. You feel
Right.
me? That's
Right.
just reality. Everybody ain't good. Like some
Right.
people just fucked up.
And I
That's
think,
just real.
yeah, and I think that's what people don't understand too. Like, as much as we want to believe that it's a lot of good people out here, we want to believe everybody got the same wants and needs and goals.
Right.
That ain't true. Like, it's some real, I mean, that's the reason why bad and good exist. Like, it's some real evil motherfuckers out here that really get infatuated with doing evil shit. Like,
Right.
you know, it's some
Right.
of us who end up doing some bad things, but for the good. You know what I'm saying? But then it's some of us that do bad things because we just love enjoying doing bad shit.
Right.
And we don't
Right.
never want to do nothing good. And
Right.
those type of people is who you definitely want to, you want to stay away from. Exactly, Billy, like hidden motives, man. You got people with that kind of shit. Like, they don't never want to see nothing going well for you, no matter what. They just, and it ain't got no reason to like hate on you or not want shit to go well. They just mad because something going well for somebody else, period. And they just don't want to see shit go well for that person. But definitely, getting back to from the core type of thing, yeah, like it's kind of like, and I don't want to make a prejudgment or be offensive to any type of person, because I'm a person that I don't have nothing against anybody. Everybody got a life to live, and I don't judge people based off their life. But if you are in a relationship with a drug user, to the point where all he ever done was use drugs all their life, and the core of them is just like, I don't really want to degrade nobody, but like, and I'm not talking about a specific person, so I'm just talking.
I get it. You just,
anyway.
exactly.
Like, that person's just a piece of shit, right? That's their core. And if their core is being a piece of shit, they're going to be that regardless, because that's just the core of them. So like, that's what I was getting at, like on that topic. Like, so for a person like that to say that they get to some means in life where they want to have a family, they want to get married, they want to have kids, and and things of that nature, that's where that could take effect on a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, that could actually definitely have effect on course, because if that person is using drugs, then what the kids going to turn out? If that person on drugs while they creating the kids, then you got to think of the consequences. Right, the consequences of the kids. And then also, like, what is this person going to be futuristically? Like, it could probably become abusive. This person could probably become, all kinds of things, also holding you back from ever having anything better in life. So that's what I meant by that. Like, literally, does the core, how important that core is. It's very important to me, like, that we understand the people that we dealing with, period. And it doesn't even have to be relationship. It could be also friendships, because
all that
family, friendships, relationships is all the same. Nobody should get a free pass. Everybody should be getting graded the same way all across the board. Like, if you don't want no negativity in your life, then you're just not going to deal with negativity at all. You hear me? Like, I try to cut, like, me going through my transformation of people in life, all I deal with right now is trying to be, nothing but positive people in my circle. I don't want no negative shit around, or no toxicity or none of that kind of shit. So a lot of the friends I had, I lost in the transformation, and guess what? I don't give two fucks about it.
I mean,
that's God's work, man. Like,
the older you get, the more you realize how many friends you probably didn't even really have. Like, shit.
Exactly.
Like, when you get older, it's just like you start to see life like different, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of going through. And you really look at, like, you probably only got a few friends you actually will call fucking friends. Like, you start to see, and like you saying and shit, like, I think we should judge people, and I don't mean judge them like I'm better than nobody, but judge them in the sense of, shit.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta put them in compartments.
You got to
put people in groups, like, and I think people don't know that too. Like, you got your associates. Like, people don't know the difference in associates. Like, you're a fucking associate, and I put you in the associate box. Then I got my friends. My friends is my friends, and most of my friends, they graduate into the box of family for me. Like, so I don't even look at them as friends no more at a certain point of time. If you real and we really on that level where, like, man, you're family, nigga. You already know that shit though. Like, the world may not know it, but they know it now. Like you family,
Yeah,
like we
no
got
doubt.
to a point where I don't even see friendship as family, because that's the whole key. Like you want people that you can call family. Your
Right.
real true friends, they become like your family. So for me,
No doubt.
I learned how to put people, like you said, not judge them on a sense of like you God, like, but judging
Yeah,
them
like
on
I'm
a
better
sense
than
of,
you and all this shit, but like,
but on a
make
sense of
proper judgments in the
I'm
people you
trying to
got
do
around.
better. Right.
Yeah,
On
like
a sense, I'm trying to do.
if I'm trying to like if my girl trying to or my friends trying to clean up and get straight and do certain things and they like work out and shit and I'm still partying and bullshitting, they should separate from me. And it's love though. It ain't like they hate me or
Right.
nothing. It's just that they
Right.
on something. That's just how it is. It ain't nothing personal or nothing. It's just they in a different place in their life. So
Exactly.
that's
Like,
just how it happened, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, people still doing. I got people that I used to, be around. They're still doing shit I don't want. That's not me. That ain't where I'm trying to go. At a certain point of life, that might have been you. But what people don't realize is you supposed to grow. It's nothing wrong with growth. A lot of
Right.
people think
Facts,
you're
Billy.
supposed to stay the same. Like you ain't supposed to. If you're staying the same, that means you ain't growing.
Yeah.
You gotta grow. You gotta have growth. And if cause who the fuck wants to be 40, 50 years old, still doing the shit
With
you
the
was
same
doing at
mindset and
17
shit.
to 20 years old? Like,
Yeah.
you get ready to hit the block or you get ready to go to the club type shit. Like, to me, is levels of things in life, and it's also times where you outgrow shit and you should outgrow it, and that shit should be left alone. Like they say, when you become a man or when you become a woman, it's time to put away the childish things. So if you're still trying to do those childish things, then you ain't growing. You just staying still. Like Billy saying, elevate, man. Exactly. It's rare that you do come across those kind of people. Billy.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Absolutely.
Like, so when you do, you gotta keep them close. You gotta really keep them in your circle, because everybody is definitely not on that level.
And another thing too, I don't know if this is in there, but I just want to throw this out there because it's hitting my mind right there.
This is the street fifth TV.
It's power in being able to be by yourself, yo. It's like so much power in that shit, yo. It's power in being able to like be by yourself and like know how to be by yourself and be comfortable by yourself. You feel me? Like
at one point,
no, go ahead.
I'm about to say, at one point in my life, bro, on some real shit, like, I think that's like your teenage and early 20s stages of life. Like, I never thought I was going to do shit by myself, but now, shit, like, man, I'd rather do shit by myself.
It's definitely something you gotta learn. You feel me? Because a lot of us, we don't want to be, a lot of us don't want to be by ourselves, but it's something you gotta learn and get used to and learn. But you gotta see the power in it though, because it's real power in being able to just like,
it's like
separate yourself and duck off.
And like, say, like if I'm trying to hit the movies, right? Like if I got a choice between like going by myself and then going with somebody who I know is like toxic, man, fuck them.
I just go by my damn self.
But a lot of shit, like a lot of times people don't know. Like I go with my kids, my family, more than like I don't even want to go with nobody else for real. Because
it's definitely hard though, Billy. I ain't say it was easy. It's hard as shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's power in it though. It's power. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
you good. You good. Like, definitely Billy in there with us, and I appreciate Billy. But like,
no doubt.
It's definitely a hard thing because we don't want to cut people off for so many reasons. We be having strings to people, man. Like those soul ties, though, can be
soul
bad,
ties, bro.
It can be bad, bro, because you could be tied to a demon, and that demon will drag you down spiritually, mentally, and you know what I'm saying, physically, because that monster don't want nothing better for you. Like sometimes they there just to do that for real. So it's going to be hard. Like we be loyal to a fault. Like sometimes we think because like everybody want that shit, like my day ones and all that bullshit from the sandbox, man.
That's
if
rad.
that nigga from the sandbox ain't doing what I'm trying to do and ain't 100 with me, man. He doing some real disloyal shit or some shit that's killing my soul and my spirit. Man, fuck him. I can't.
Self-preservation is one of the first fucking rules of like survival. Self-preservation. If you gotta separate yourself to self-preserve, that's just what you gotta do. I'm gonna shut this door. Yo, kids yelling and shit outside.
It's all good. We living realistic, so everything going on. The cat. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't got we talking about boundaries. This motherfucker ain't got none. God damn it. We
ain't doing no Hollywood patch up shit. We living it's raw. It's live for real. We living raw for real. We doing this shit straight out the gut. You know, so yeah, like you know, just definitely get everybody, get them negative people. We all got somebody that's in that wing. Get them out your life. Definitely, it's okay too. Never feel bad for wanting better for yourself and trying to do better.
No,
It is
for sure.
okay to remove those demons out of your life. I'm telling you, you'll see better too.
No, let me just say this too, and like cause like I know I'm like not perfect. I got some shit with me. You know what I'm saying? I know I recognize that shit, right? So I know I require grace. You know what I'm saying? I need grace. Like I'm gonna fall short, so I gotta at least offer that same grace to people. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still got had discernment enough to know when it's, you know what I mean, it's time for me
when it's time to go. I think that's the most biggest part. Is like we gotta know. Like I ain't saying like yo, somebody do something one time to you, you gotta get rid of them. But I'm saying like these are people who be in the wing for the longest, and you know it. Sometimes we know it, but we hesitate because we feel like we loyal. We gotta be loyal, and if we don't, we feel some kind of way if we do cut them off. But you know, everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves grace. Everybody deserves second chances. You know, and some more than second chances. So,
hey, yo, can I play it? Before you get into the next top, I just want to play a quick commercial real quick for the people. You know what I'm saying? Anybody watching, you feel me? And it's a big announcement. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta pay the bills.
You want to win $100? Listen, all you gotta do, hit the link, sub to the channel, hit the bell, tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time for your chance to win $100. And look, you ain't even gotta pay me back. You feel me? It's all yours. I'll cash app it straight to you. But first, you gotta do that. You gotta hit the link, sub to the channel, hit the bell, tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m., 5 o'clock Eastern Time, p.m. Let's go.
Yeah, you can win $100 tomorrow, yo. Just tune in tomorrow, like the sub, hit the bell. You feel me? Tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna post a video after this, you know what I'm saying? But I just for the people watching want to pull that. TP was good. TP
What's
in the
up,
chat,
TP?
man.
TP, what it do, my guy? All time no see. Yeah, definitely hit that subscribe, hit that like. Make sure y'all keeping up with my mind episodes for real. Don't just come on here when I'm on here. I want my people to show love. Come watch straight.
Showing love, yo.
And I know because that's what I come from. My people the same as me is all love. So just continue to show that love for real, and we appreciate everything. I know my man A do too. But getting into the next topic, do you believe that life goes the way that you want it to most of the time? And what is the extent of this?
I don't think life go the way we want it to at all, man. Life is so sporadic in how it can happen. You can think you had how many of us when we was 16 on the phone without chicks or our dudes talking about how many kids we gonna have, their names and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? You think you're going to get out of school and do certain things and live a certain way, but life is so random, yo. There's no way to predict it. You know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of obstacles come across and you got to learn to adjust. I say, I do believe, speaking on that topic, is you can definitely make the most out of your life with hard work. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, but to say it goes the way you want it to go is like, it's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? That to me is a naive thought to think that life gonna go the way you want it to do. I mean, we want it to go the way we want it to, but it's like, there's no way to plan it. There's no way to predict it. There's no way to know. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We could just day by day. That's all we could really do. Shit, it ain't no telling what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know, I might think I'm gonna get off this and watch football tomorrow. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
that's where that belief of God and the faith come in, man. Like honestly, you know, we not 100% in control of our lives for sure. Shout out to Glenda. Shout out my bro Rel. Shout out, wifey. Shout out Billy. You've been hanging with us all the way through TP.
Right, shout out Billy.
Everybody on here. Shout out to y'all for real. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, definitely, like life does not 100% go the way we want. Like you said, we can kind of guide and do things to take the steps to kind of will it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be a lot of times where you got to have that faith. You got to have a faith in a higher power, no matter what you choose to believe, whether you think God exists or not, or what God you pray to or not, you definitely
Yeah.
better be prayed up and have some kind of vision and
Yeah,
faith.
I definitely believe in divine intervention for sure.
Definitely.
You know, my life,
It's too much proof.
yeah,
You know, it's too
exactly.
deep
My
proof.
life, you know what I'm saying? The way things happen is this divine intervention, yo. And you know, you gotta take it with stride, like you said. Part of this life is not physical, it's spiritual. And that's just
Right.
what I think, you know what I mean? You gotta take it like that, you know,
Yeah.
and moving
Like,
forward, you know.
yeah, like we definitely don't give the higher powers enough credit, because I remember, man, it's times, this is how I know, like, you know, regardless what you choose to call it, like spiritually, I know for a fact is something exists, because
Yeah.
you know, I've been in times, bro, where, like, you know, and one could argue and say, well, that's you just moving your feet and doing what you need to do. A lot of it is that. A lot of us got to understand, like, we sit and we complain and we crying about hardships and certain troubles that we really put ourselves into in the first place sometimes. So sometimes it's simple as that. And then sometimes it's just we think shit gonna fall in our lap. We don't want to go out and get shit. That don't work like that either. If we get our feet moving, we actually go and do shit about, you know, the problem. I learned that sometimes, like, if you want that problem solved, you need to go move your feet and try to do something about it. It doesn't mean that it's going 100% go your way all the time, or that it's going to, you know, absolutely be a good thing or work out for the good. But most times it does. It work out for the better. It's been a lot of times my back been against the wall, and guess what? I came out swinging because
No doubt.
I actually acted. You know, some things you have to act upon.
No, you faith
You don't
without
act
works, yo.
about it. You know?
It's
Yeah,
one
like
thing
you
to have
can't
faith,
fake without,
something gonna change, but you gotta have that
can't
work.
pray without.
You gotta have the work stick
Yeah,
with it. You know
we
what I'm saying?
praying for things that we gotta understand. We praying for things and we can have what we want, but we
Yeah,
gotta put the work in too.
gotta
We
put the
gotta get
work
our
in.
feet moving and do what it takes to get, like, God will meet you halfway, you know.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to do the other half. You're gonna have to. He might tell you just walk down to the corner, but if you're lazy, you ain't trying to walk down to that corner. It's not gonna happen for you. You're like you say, God send boats. You know what I mean? You drown
Yeah.
it. God send boats. You don't get on that boat, dog, you're gonna
Yeah.
drown. You know,
Nah, no
because
doubt.
you want to be a person that's like, man, fuck that boat, because you thinking,
Yeah.
hey, that boat ain't for me. Nah, that boat for you, dog. And you gotta wake up sometime and be like, yo, this the boat. Like, I asked for a boat. It's too many of them going past me. You feel me? Like it's I seen 5 of them. There ain't no coincidence. Like I need to get on one of these motherfuckers. So yeah, like I definitely say too, like, I don't believe it goes 100% the way we want. I feel like we can have some of the things we do want, though, by action, and by just educating ourselves and doing the right things to get us there. Life is definitely layers and layers and layers of hard work, like working on yourself, bettering yourself, and also understanding what you need to work on, understanding the flaws, understanding what needs to be fixed, into why you can't get to that next level. Sometimes we putting our own self in blockage and roadblocks. Sometimes it's even back to what we was just talking about, those people that's around you. Sometimes you got the wrong people in your circle and they're not going to allow it to happen for you. So it's just so many things to that, but definitely most of the time it don't go exactly. Like, I definitely couldn't have told you at age 5, 6, or any age prior that I was going to be, you know, I know I always wanted to be married and wanted to have kids, you know, but I didn't know for sure that was going to really truly happen. You know, I know I could work at it and try to make those things happen, but you know, I can only meet God halfway and hope and pray to God grants that to me and wants that for me as well. And then also, you know, the same thing with, you know, success. Like, I always loved music, but I ain't know at the time, like, I would actually rap and have all these mixtapes and albums out. I ain't know I was going to meet you. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many things that God put tools in your life and put people there. Sometimes you might lose people, and what the people don't understand too is, for every person you lose, you'll gain a person that if they need to be there. So sometimes don't be afraid to lose people, because God gonna put the right people there. So never be afraid to, like, you know, let that happen. Sometimes we don't be wanting to allow that to happen. Let those people that love you. Let them be in your life for real.
Right. Nah, no doubt. And Billy say the wrong people blocking shit. And you know, it's hard sometimes. That's how it be. Eventually you know what I'm saying, you'll get to a point where you're able to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? And get past that for real.
Yeah, we
You
get
gotta
to a
believe
point
it.
of
You just
time.
gotta, believe it.
Yep,
You
and
know?
then you get the strength enough, brother. You'll get the strength one day enough to remove those people. You know, and it don't have to. And removing ain't always cutting people off 100% either. Sometimes it's just putting them on the back burner or knowing where to keep them at, like knowing what level to keep them on and knowing what space, give them the space and keep them at arm's length. Like they say, you don't trust a person no further than you can throw them. So sometimes it's just that you just need to give them a little distance, and just deal with them on whatever basis that you need to deal with them on. Other than that,
she a female. You called her, bro.
I'm sorry, Billy. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I didn't hear you say that. I would have told you. I know Billy. You know what I'm saying? So I could have, but it's all good. It's all good.
I meant well, Billy. So I apologize. Well, sweetheart, just same thing. Just it doesn't change the answer. It just changes the narrative of the pronoun that I announced you as, and I'm sorry for that. But do you believe too that we can have whatever we want in life? And is it as simple as they make it out to be? Like a lot of times they make it out real simple. That like they sell that dream to us. You could be anything you want to be in this world. Like, do you believe that 100%, or do you think it's shit that come with that?
It's shit that come with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Ain't no point, ain't nothing in here that you gonna get that don't come with something. I don't give a damn what it is. It could be $1 billion. It's gonna come with something, goddamn it. But like to answer your question, shit, yo, do I think things come as easy as people? Hell no. Hell no. You know what I mean? I do think if you're a person that focus on the right things and you take the time it take to, like, whether it be working on yourself, whether it be, and I mean, if I'm working on myself, everything around me is affected by it. So when I'm saying working on myself, I mean career, family, all that shit. Because everything is affected when I'm in my right state of mind. Everything around me get affected by it. And that what that tends to do is change the things that's happening to you. So you might get more beneficial things if you're a person that puts yourself in that mindset. Things might actually work the way you want it to work. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the way you want it, but you might get more positivity out of it because you in a mode where you just, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing gonna come to you. You gotta work for shit. And you know what I mean? Like if I want to be a firefighter, I can work to be a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, but like I think it depends on long-term, short-term goals. But at the end of the day, nothing is easy to get unless it's some bad,
If it was easy, everybody would have it. Right?
Everybody doing it. You feel me? Everybody be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely requires some work. But I think at the end of the day, it's all a reflection of if you're a person that you start to put the work into yourself, that shit is gonna change what happens to you. You might you might just be a person you focus on building and being a better man, and next thing you know, people offering you jobs like, hey man, I see you be smiling, you be walking around smiling. Hey, I'm gonna give you this job application, or you know what I'm saying? Shit start happening for you. Be like, damn, like why? Like, it's just I don't know. That's what I believe. You feel me?
I think that when it comes to that, I think definitely. Predominantly is definitely bullshit. Like I definitely think they sell you a lot of bullshit in life. And the powers that be, right? Like a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of this shit is shaped and carved to what they want us to be and the things that they want for us. Like I do believe we have, like I said before, prior, that we have some control over the things that we can, implement or put into our lives. But we do not fully have that power to say, like, I'm a definitely be, a doctor, You can hustle, you can do all of the things that's meant to be. And sometimes you can do all of that stuff and still that shit don't work out for you. I think it's about God's plan. If God ain't planned that for you to be, because God got a bigger plan for you. Sometimes you might want to be this, but God already
your whole thing might be something else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Created other shit for you. And it might be this is better than what you're trying to be. So I definitely don't that is simple or easy either, because like I say, man, we know the government is a motherfucker. Our government is a motherfucker, dog. Like, so they want to sell you the dream. They want, think about it, like the average shit they want you to do, and this is so typical and sad too, because there's a lot of our people that fall into that shit and think that that's what it's about, but they want you to go to school. Like, they want you to graduate high school, they want you to go to college. Why? Because they get money out of that shit anyway. Anyway, and then they want to shape you into a career of something that falls under them too. Like in the long run, they don't want you to necessarily be self-employed or be your own person and be a business owner. And I'm not saying that is for everybody either. You got to know what's for you, because everybody, of course, can't be that. Because if everybody could be self-made or be business owners, then who the fuck gonna be the workers? Who gonna do all that?
Who gonna be the customers and shit?
Doctors? Yeah, who gonna be the doctors? Who gonna be the customers? Who gonna be the policemen? Like, all of these things are important. I don't want nobody to think either that being self-made or being an entrepreneur or being rich,
that shit ain't always that shit don't work for everybody. Some people are perfectly fine working a 9 to 5 and they in a great space in their life, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong, you know.
Do that. Do what makes you happy. Some people, they don't want no more than to be a doctor or a dentist or a veterinarian or a police or a school teacher or a fucking gym teacher, music, whatever it is, a chef. The nigga could probably want to just make sandwiches at Subway.
All right, Billy, thank you for checking in with us. Thank you for checking in. You know what I'm saying?
Billy, I appreciate you, Billy, definitely. But you know, it's not meant for everybody to you know, definitely be specifically. Some people want to be entrepreneurs and they have none of those skills. Or some people, they want to be business owners, but they're not working at doing nothing that's going to get them that. So it's certain things for certain people, and that's fine. But yeah, we definitely don't have 100% control of our outcome of life, particularly, or what we, you know, can actually be. I don't believe in that you can be anything you want to be, shit, because you're going to be what God planned you to be. And that's
for sure. And some things you just can't be. Like, shit, I wanted to be fucking a basketball player. Nigga, I'm 5'11". I don't give a damn how hard I train. Nigga, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I could be, but I'm just saying some shit is just it just ain't, you know, fucking.
I mean, you got monkey bulls out there that's shorter than you, dog.
Like, you know, but I could be, but I'm just saying some shit is just, you know, it
just ain't really.
I can want to be all I want. Like, I want to be a football player, but I got 2 left feet. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't gonna happen. But you know,
sometimes you think you want to be something too, and then until you grow up and you grow.
That's why I say at the end of the day, if you focus on, I believe that we, you know what I mean, you know, and this everybody won't agree, and it ain't for everybody, but focus on the Lord and living like that and righteously, you feel me? And things you'll figure all that out. You know what I'm saying? Like where you want to be and what you're going to be doing, and just focus on yourself and building where you want to be. Find out what make you happy and the things you enjoy, your gifts, and it'll lead you somewhere, wherever that may be. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, because people don't understand this too. Like, do what you got to find out what genuinely really makes you happy. I ain't talking about what make you temporary happy, what make you happy for 10 years. Find your real true passion that really makes you happy and do that, because there's always ways to monetize that. You can be whatever. There's nothing in this world you can't be and still be wealthy or be very highly successful at. Everything got its levels. Even surgeons, look at the levels of doctors and stuff. Like, you got people who work their way up to surgeons at that higher level. Same thing with lawyers. You got lawyers to get up to those huge, large, like criminal cases that, you know, a lot of time they do philanthropy. Like, look at the lawyers that handle stuff like the Trayvon Martin and those type of cases, you know, the Genesis 6 and all that kind of stuff. So it's levels to everything if you work hard at getting to those higher levels. So just find your true passion and focus on the happiness that brings you, and try to just live out your passion through yourself and make other people happy through it. And that's going to definitely shape you and carve you to where you're supposed to be at. Because there's no sense of you being something that might not even make you happy. You know, you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy, but it's about being happy. So do that. But definitely the next topic.
It's funny right here. This next topic is funny as shit.
You know, this might be one of the ones I don't know if I changed this up, because like I said, I rotated.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is the one you talk about.
All right.
What is your opinion about people who like to look at what other people have?
This ain't the same.
Say it
again one more time.
This is touching back on like what we was talking about earlier, and I said we're gonna get to this a little bit later.
Okay.
What is your opinion about people who look at what other people have and try to dissect because they have it, they should have it, or better?
I think what they making life harder on themselves when they do that. I think, you know what I'm saying, you make shit more complicated and confuse yourself more than you got to do. Got to, because you start living for other people and not for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, you know what I mean? You counting other people's pockets and shit. And I mean, sometimes it get hard. You know, we scrolling down social media and shit. That's why I believe like if you're gonna be on social media, you gotta be able to like be able to have a discrepancy between real life and just
And
entertain. This shit
fiction.
is a tool.
Facts. Facts.
This is exactly what this shit is. It's a tool for people to express themselves, to
Yeah.
promote whatever they got going on. It's not something to base your life principles off of. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now you might see something that's inspiring. You might see something that's negative. Just take it for
Right.
what it is. You know what I'm saying? And
Take
move
it with
on
a
and
grain
shit.
of salt.
Yeah, like take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it is, a tool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like watching Martin or something on TV, and you see like, damn, I want to dress like Martin. If I ain't dressing like him, you feel me? I ain't fucking.
Yeah, I
Why I ain't
ain't
not
shit.
dressing like him and shit? It's the
I ain't
same
right.
type shit.
Right.
You
Right.
feel me? So like,
Yeah.
I think people that do that, you making life hard on yourself, and you should, for one, get off social media, and for two, like, you know what I'm saying, learn to be comfortable in your own skin, like who you is. Work at your own pace. Like somebody
Right.
might be at a point in their life where they is on, like, that's one thing, right? About the working out shit. Like when I was working out, right? I was seeing a lot of my friends, you feel me, my peers get healthy and shit. I'm seeing them in their pictures looking all,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
you feel me? And I'm looking at me and shit. I'm like, yo, like, I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel bad about myself, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm looking at that and it's like, yo, I'm like critiquing myself in a way, you feel me? And
Awesome.
I'm
Right.
feeling like I
Talking
ain't
to the
shit and
people.
all that, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
this, that, and the third. So I can understand the impact it can have, but like take it for what it is, yo, and just know your process. They at their process when they was at a point when they
Exactly.
started working out. Mine gonna come, mine came. You feel me? The same with
Exactly.
anybody trying to change. You looking at
Exactly.
somebody that's at that point where they at that point where they
Already to put the work
already
in.
there. Your shit ain't there
Mhm.
yet. So don't
Exactly.
just wait your process, but at the same time, like just don't you making it hard on yourself when you comparing your life to others on social media. Like
And
you
and,
making it
and you know
complicated.
when I seen you actually going through that doing that, yo, like you already know I told like that shit was inspiring. You
Yeah,
know, not that
I was
I'm
inspired by other people. I was
right.
inspired by people, on my friends, time seeing them get healthy and eating right and shit. And I'm like, damn. And it's mostly people around my age, so it's like, damn, like I gotta get
Right.
on my shit too. You know what I'm saying? And
And sometimes we might think that like we got it, like we might think we worse off than we is. Like with me,
right,
I was happy to see you do that for you because I know that's what you wanted. That was inspiring to see you actually like more on the point of seeing you wanted to do something, you went out and did it for you, and you look good. Pause. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like you look way
Appreciate it.
healthier and better than at the time, and I'm
Then I
grateful,
did.
and happy
Appreciate
for
it.
you. But back to the topic, like yeah, you gotta know, like you gotta know what's for you.
Hmm.
Sometimes some things are for certain people, and then sometimes too, you just don't know what people are doing to achieve that or those things. So you can't be looking at, like you said, like social media, definitely like a lot of that shit fake. We know that. Like if you
Yeah,
don't know that, then you know it now. And I'm telling you, a lot of that shit is fake. It is some
I don't
people
know.
who are really out here pushing and really hustling and grinding and really had a life that they're showing. But to me, honestly, too, we as people that are successful or getting those spaces we got to take accountability into, I'm not saying we should live our life for other people, but we got to also understand what we're showing these people in that way too. Like it's not all about, glorifying some of these things that these people are glorifying. 90% of these people aren't really even living these lives that they
Yeah,
are. And I'm talking about Hollywood motherfuckers at that level are even faking. These niggas rented
yeah.
Bentleys, they Rolls Royces, they rent these houses and shit like that because they're doing something in front of the spotlight of the camera to make you believe that they're really
Mhm.
successful. You're believing it. Like you can't believe
Yeah,
everything that the eye sees. Some shit you gotta understand to be able to dissect, like mentally, like, yo, this shit is fake. But I like it. It's entertainment.
right.
Some stuff is just entertainment. That's what
Yeah, that's
social
all it
media is.
is, though. It's just something you gotta be able to have a discrepancy. Know this shit, take it for what it is. It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And it's a tool, yo. The internet and all this shit is just tools to entertain you. That's all it
Right.
is, yo. You
And
know
to
what I mean? Take it
help
for what
on the
it is.
business side. Help on the
Yeah,
business side.
help you on the business side. You
Shout
might
out
see
to
somebody
Nene.
that inspire you, some funny shit every now and then. Take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't base your life off of it. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like you
Yeah.
out here like, you know.
yeah, just try to do you and do what's for you and find out what's in your cards. Don't worry about other people because like it shouldn't even matter whether it's real or fake. Honestly, you should be so focused on yourself, on doing what you need to do for you and yours, and that's the biggest, that's the biggest fact that I could give you. Like worrying about other people ain't going to help you. It's not going to get you nowhere. Just worry about you, move your feet, do what you got to do, and that's going to get you in a better sense. And somebody also let us realize too, while one person is complaining about their life, somebody else is wishing that they had your life.
Somebody else, that's a reality.
So you could be thinking that
real.
you ain't where you want to be, but yeah, you're further than where you were, and you still somewhere somebody else wants to be. So that's the biggest fact of it all. Like, be grateful, be humble, and positive about where you're at, because if you're doing all what you're supposed to do, you will be in a better space as long as you're willing it, and as long as you're trying to have better. So forget what other people, block out all of that shit around you, and just focus on self-preservation.
No doubt.
Now, this might be the one that this might be the question that you was referring to might be kind of comical. Do you think everybody have an alter ego, like different people inside of them, like that Gemini syndrome?
Man, as mad as I want to say no, it's times where I feel like fucking that dude, and times I don't. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I can say this. I ain't got no name for that. Like I don't be like, yeah, I'm about to turn in a fucking. You know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing like that. You feel me? But I do believe. I just think us naturally, we moody. We emotional beings. We emotional creatures. So sometimes our mood change. Sometimes I feel I ain't as confident as I was yesterday, or I might not be happy, or you feel me? But that's funny because like. Sometimes I know people 1 minute they this way, the next minute it's like, damn, you the same person. Like what? You feel me?
Hell yeah. Yo,
I don't, know what I mean? But
and that shit might be like, to be honest, I'm gonna be truthful. I definitely believe so. Because like with me, honestly, as much as real as I am as a person, and I try to be the same person in all of my different, alter egos, but G Money ain't Glenn. And you know what I'm saying? Like G Money ain't technically Glenn, and Johan ain't neither one of those two either. Like I'm Glenn, I'm G Money, I'm Johan. You know what I'm saying? And all of those people are like, but this is what I'm gonna break it down to get people to understand. No, I'm not bipolar. No, I'm not schizophrenic.
I was about to ask you.
No, but
I was about to ask you bipolar.
We all have this shit in us. It's just that with me, I'm talented enough and creative enough to give these different perspectives of me, names and people. It's not that I'm literally bipolar or schizophrenic. It's just I recognize, like, with this mood or with this particular realm I'm in, with this person, I'm gonna give this attitude a character. Why not? If you can use it for the good and for the better perspective of it. Like G Money, ain't necessarily going out, doing nothing negative. That's just when I go in my rap mode. When I'm in my rap mode,
like you on your stunting.
I go in the booth like Clark Kent and Superman, the same people, but just Superman. You know what I'm saying? That nigga can fly. That nigga can do all of the shit that Superman needs to do. So like, G Money is just like my superhero version of me, when it comes to rapping. And then Johan is just my Islamic name. That's just who I am. Muslim wise, like that guy ain't gonna be half of the shit that these other people, like he ain't gonna be G Money or Glenn, definitely. He gonna be very, peaceful, very wise and just different, so I just think that's okay for people to understand too. It's okay to do that if you're using it in a good perspective, because some people may need to do that, so that they can feel better about themselves too. They may need to start saying like, yo, this person, like this person, I would like say, like how you was saying, some days you feel like shit, right? So you might want to name that nigga, I don't feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? And at least
I never actually even like when it comes to me, just personally me, I never really like, I consider it all, I never really divided as far as like how I'm feeling this day compared to that day and different modes I'm in. I never separated to that point. I always just say it's all me, like it's just who I am, you know what I mean? And I mean, that's just me. You know what I mean? So
and they still gonna be you
yeah.
regardless. Like it's no such thing as like you can't be something you're not. So like it's no such thing as just because you're naming, you know, your different perspectives of yourself doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean that they're still not you. It's just you actually just being creative and being a person that says, okay, you know, I'm this person today because this is how I'm acting, or this is the mood I am. So I'm this person
but
today.
when I'm at the bar or something, I'm about to get to a fight, I turn into whoop ass. Like I'm about to,
Right.
about to bring out whoop ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
because think about the people who don't have courage, right? Like think about people who don't have courage to like even probably do something speaking in front of like a lot of people, right? That can make you nervous, right? That can make you sometimes you can be very nervous or scared to do it. So maybe that person might need to, you know what I'm saying, be the person that has the courage. And it might just be as simple as naming that person to get them that courage to say the person that can do this is T Dot. You know what I'm saying? T Dot can get on here and have no fear, don't have no butterflies,
talk about shit and all that, and
don't have no problems. You know, but to each his own.
To each his own. Because I feel what you're saying, and then you know, I on the opposite end of that, I feel like you know it's all in you. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in you. Like if you can pull it out of you, like you might have a self-confidence issue. You know, you got the confidence in you, period. You know what I'm saying? If you want to name it or don't name it, but it's in you anyway. It's not like it's another thing in you that's giving you that confidence. It's just, it's you. It's who you are. You feel me? I ain't saying that's what you're saying, but I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, just saying from my perspective, you feel me? Just,
it's kind of like, you know, for me to really make it very clear on what I'm saying is like, I'm G Money rapping. And that's because we got it no matter what. I mean, we could use Glenn, you know what I'm saying? Like I still do. Like I actually got like it's if you think about it, it becomes creative and creativity like it's like on his artist, right? Like I got songs with Glenn and G Money. And Glenn is the singing nigga. You know what I'm saying? And G Money, you feel me? So it's just really creativity. Like they still both me and everybody know that. Like everybody know all of these different characters are still me, but it's kind of like acting. Like if you see Denzel, you know what I'm saying, acting all these different characters, that don't mean it still ain't Denzel. You see what I'm saying?
No,
but
he in
a different movie. You know, he in a different movie. So, you know, at Training Day, he ain't the same nigga he was in Two Guns. And in Two Guns, he ain't the same in Pelham 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that. That's all.
I feel it.
But moving on to the next topic, which is a good one.
This is a good one.
It's a good one.
This right down my alley.
Yeah, our parents' generation, you know, in their generation, they had a whole lot of, you know, with self-claim to be no good men. You know, a lot of people know that. That's kind of like a thing in our culture. Like there's a lot of no good men. Do you think the men of our generation are suffering from that now?
The men, as a result of like the black house being broken up, and are we as a result, are we suffering today?
Right. Like the outcome of the no good men, and in that era, the lack of men and all of that.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. That's a big fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't necessarily say no good men or lack of men. It's a lot more that I get what you're saying, but just to kind of clarify, like it's a lot more than that. But I will say the lack of having a man in the household, it definitely impacted families and culture, because what you see today is kind of like, and this might be controversial or culturalist, we don't have a culture. Our culture is rap music and movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't really have like a like for instance, the Arab and the Chinese, man, they have a culture. That's why they can come somewhere and have a store and pass it down from family to family. You know what I'm saying? And the son can take over and then pass it on and shit. Like they got some kind of order with them. I think we are affected by that today because we grow up like this. All go full circle. Even the first questions we talked about, understanding emotions, mental health, all that is, I believe, is a result of not having that foundation in a home. You know what I'm saying? Like a functional foundation. Now we all lived and shit and was able to live good and stuff like that. But I'm saying like in terms of like an emotional impact and a understanding impact, we definitely was lost in it. We definitely kind of recovering that and finding out like later in our lives, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of the reasons why we struggle with certain things was a result of like not having that foundation. I mean, I'm speaking for myself and a lot of people that I know, you know what I'm saying? And just firsthand shit that I seen and you know, because most of the people I knew coming up, fathers wasn't around for whatever reason. For whatever reason it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like and to say that don't impact this is to, you know. Now some of us benefit by having uncles around and brothers and shit, but like in reality, like when you look further down the road, we are the children of that era, the 80s and 90s. We are the adults now of that. You feel me? Like we are them adults that grew up from that. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to recover that back. I see the next question. I ain't gonna get too far ahead, but yes, I do believe that we are affected by our I would say the breaking up of the dysfunction in our households and the lack of proper leadership and order in our households definitely affected us. And a lot of us are realizing that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from that perspective, and we can go deep on like if we were to take it back to really, I mean, our culture, we have a culture, but it is more than just hip hop and all of that.
Well,
like,
what I mean by, let me just clarify that because I don't want to say nothing and it's just like what I mean by that is it's extensive,
I get
but
what
I'm
you're
just give you
saying.
the
Like we don't have that side of passing down and all that, but that's due to slavery and that is our culture, like slavery and being.
Well, what I mean is not even that. What I'm saying when I say hip hop is our culture is like even with like the young kids and shit like most of the quotes in our life, like people learn how to be fathers watching Dr. Phil. I mean, not Dr. Phil, but Uncle Phil. We learn how to be in relationships by watching like Martin and shit. Cause we ain't really got them examples a lot of the times in our house. You know what I'm saying? Like we learn bitches ain't shit from like Snoop Dogg. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we learn shit like that through like and what I want to say is our culture, we do have one, but it's like it's destructive in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like
and that would be
it's
for people and that would be probably mostly for people in our generation, but like because prior, you know,
that's
like
what
hip hop, before hip hop existed, we still had black people that still, you know what I mean, like they lived and they had to live through the things they lived through and all that, and hip hop wasn't even existing. So like I get what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with the fact that because it is a part of our culture for sure. Hip hop is definitely a part of our culture.
Yeah, but it's been hijacked and turned into, at one point in time it was something else, but it's been taken and turned into some other shit. You feel me? And like that's what I mean, because we all over the place as a people. We ain't really got, you know what I'm saying? And that's
due to this country
a whole
powers to be. You know, they created all that for us because that's the narrative that they wanted us to actually be in. You know what I mean? You know, hard as to believe that it is, that's pretty much what they wanted for us. And it's hard to overcome that because there's going to be still so many, like we 300, 400 years, you know, behind it. And even though we get bones thrown to us and we come a long way today, like there's no way you can really make up for what we've already, you know, been behind on. It's just impossible. But mainly what I was getting at, and I love your perspective of it, but my perspective wasn't quite literally that, but it was more so, you know, and that's from the woman's perspective, saying as far as the no good men part of it.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to touch on is like mainly the outcome. And what I'm saying that we could be suffering from is that now people of your and my generation, right now, we have become, because of that, we have become better men. We've become better fathers. Like in our generation, I'm seeing way more better fathers than in the time of our parents' generation, right? So like the outcome of that did we had bad actually created a lot of good, right?
No, yeah, no, absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm seeing women still up today like bashes. Like we get bashed by women, like, and it's not enough credit or not enough love given to the men that are in this day and time. It's like basically the corruption from our parents' generation trickled down to the females of this generation. So now what you're seeing is you're seeing a lot of these females in our generation trying to make up for the shit they mother didn't do or how they felt about what they think they mother should have did. So this is a prime example, right? Like, you know, I often see and hear like females say shit like, my mother was stupid. Like, ain't no way that my husband would have been cheating on me and I would have stayed together, you know, and they don't realize like that shit kept the family together wherever they feel. It's okay to feel however you feel because there's really no right or wrong to that, like what you would do, because that's what you would do and that's your opinion and that's your choice. But like, it's a lot of them reacting to shit that they don't even have to react to. Like now they're in better situations, but they still hold that grudge. It's like they still carry that weight from their mother's generation. Like they're choosing to be a certain kind of way based off of that sometimes. Like my mother did this. I ain't cooking shit. I ain't gonna be no housewife. I ain't going, you know what I'm saying? So that was the perspective I was really getting.
No,
you know,
and to me it's the same. You feel me? Like you saying the same kind of things I'm saying, because like, but it's a different side of that, and you know what I mean, at the end of the day, because like women back in them days, like the days you mentioned, like the old, like maybe 50s and 40s, they was dealing with way more and was able to still be, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Be there.
And they had a different mentality as perspective.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They was dealing with way more. Even as black people was dealing with way more. Like you know what I'm saying? And still able to keep the nucleus of the family together. You know, man, we can go on about this shit for days and days and days. You know what I'm saying? And I like what Glenda said. Like that's why generational curses need to be broken. Point blank period.
Exactly.
Point blank period.
And that's why, you know, men like us, that's what we're here for.
And another thing we need to stop doing as a people is that gender war shit, man, because it solves nothing. It's a circular argument. We can sit here and blame women. Women can blame men. But until we get our households in order, we'd never make no serious. Like it ain't. It's just a circular argument. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to get
that's the whole reason why these topics I bring up. It ain't to create drama or create feud. It's to get people to understand these things and like and like it goes like this. In order for you to have change, you got to talk about these things. If you don't talk about
fact.
It never gets, especially from these perspectives. Because like, you know, if you're bashing, and that's not what I'm doing, of course. Like
we just having an open dialogue, yo. It's just dialogue.
I'm bringing up the fact that these things are happening. They're really happening. But they're not seeing the other side of it too, from the other perspective of like the actual effects that it has when you're doing these things. And that's both, because we can definitely talk about, you know, it's still some men of our generation that ain't doing right, you know. That's not definitely, you know, escape that either, you know. But as far as the general topic of holding on to things from the past, you know, and letting that affect our future. That's probably the biggest, you know, thing on this topic, is just not allowing things from the past still affect the future.
Conversation. One thing I am seeing is an increase of that kind of thought in men and women. Everybody kind of getting back to like what's really important, and instead of like understanding the mistakes our people's made before us, and understanding that we gotta be the ones we raising these kids today. We having kids. We gotta be the ones that change that shit, man. We gotta be the ones that you know, that taking all that into effect and handle it the right way and moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm seeing a lot more people kind of have these kind of discussions. You feel me? In smaller groups. You know, people that I talk to personally, we all talk like the same way. So it's kind of like the mindset of the average person is kind of getting more towards like changing and breaking them. You know, breaking them curses, getting better. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, you know, at least aiming for it.
Do you believe that where we are right now, that futuristically that's going to be that way? Do you think that like our kids, do you really believe that our kids are going to carry that torch and be any better, or do you think that it's going to actually be worse? Like, do you, from what you're saying, I know I see a lot of
I know what
things.
you're saying. No,
Yeah, I'm saying like a lot of just behaviors of like, I work in a high school, so I see high school kids every single day, and I see the behavior of the kids, I see the perspective, and this is not to say, because of course it's going to always be a bad few, and there's going to be some good people always. Like, it makes me proud to see the ones who are that spark, and actually I can have faith to say that they are going to carry the torch. But I'm also saying a lot of things in life too that kind of make me wonder about the next generation. Like,
I can say this: before it get better, it's going to get worse. And I only say that because so much damage has been done to, like, it's a Generation X out here, yo. And I don't know, just because I'm older now and I'm able to look at shit different. Cause I remember being a kid on the bus cussing and shit and carrying on, and the older folks looking at me like, look at these young kids. Not in my day.
Like these ones though.
Yeah, but these kids, I mean, the age of pregnancy is getting like younger. The kids 19, 13 with guns. It's a different time. So I think before it get better, it's going to get worse. But I do believe that all I can say is I can hope so. And if enough parents like us, we had these discussions and we implement it, and we actually get back to a village raising our children, then we'll give it a better chance to get better. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like, will it get? I think it'll get worse before it get better. Yo, all you could do is pray that you install and raise your kids enough to not get lost in the sauce out there, because it's just spooky out this motherfucker, yo. It's spooky.
Very spooky. Right? Like the grandparents we had, that shit don't exist, because we got grandparents in the 40s now and shit like that.
It don't.
That shit's scary to me, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, honestly, I ain't trying to be no 40-year-old grandfather, yo. Like,
bro.
That shit crazy to me.
Nah,
but I get it. It's evolution.
Ain't no pop.
Yeah.
My mind shit.
Right.
Where
and I
pop
get the times changing, and then we don't have no control over evolution, and just the fact that, like you said, like, it's definitely a lot of things, like, like you said, women getting pregnant earlier and not being able to
not even having a real grip. Dudes out here having babies.
Dudes
having babies, not even. I'm not even mentally able to know what it's be. You know what I'm saying? To take care of kids, you just bringing more dysfunction.
Ain't taking a prenatal vitamins and not taking the iron and shit. That shit got to affect some. Like I say, in this world that in our generation, some of them was on different kind of drugs, Molly and E and you know what I'm saying. So all that
shit. I think in like, man, look, yo, I don't care. Motherfucker gonna be mad at me. I think if you ain't somebody who, like, if you ain't a man and if you ain't mentally able or financially able to take care of kid, nigga, if you too broke, you can't fuck raw. You can't. You broke the law, you get locked the fuck up. Like, you can't bring no kids in this world. This should be a law against that shit. Like, if you a woman that's going try to separate be on some bitter shit or some controlling shit, you don't deserve to have no kids, yo. It should be like that, because like and not to just target those people. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of shit that, you know what I'm saying, like,
that need to be said. That's all.
There's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a new society, a lot. If I like, even like this, if me and you be like, yo, we about to buy this block. We about to buy 4 blocks. You feel me? We gonna make it a place where the men can be men. We gonna, you know what I mean? The women can be women. Kids can be kids. If you around this bitch trying to sell drugs and you getting kicked off the fucking block. You can't bring that shit here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I honestly wish that could happen, yo. But like, our people, I think, and we all think we got like simple solutions, and that be the answer.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But the sad part is our type of people, man. We're made to destroy each other. It's sad, yo. And I hate saying that shit. Like, we don't stick together. We say like, yo. One thing that bothers me the most, like when what was his name, Floyd? When they put George Floyd, when they put the knee on his neck, like, we all came up, like, think about it right now, yo, you don't hear none of this shit we was talking about. Black Lives Matter movements, or none of that shit, bro. And it's crazy. Like, we all want to be seen and shit, want to put on a show about that kind of shit when it ain't even that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I'm feeling that.
But then
Right.
we talk all this shit, bro. But we, one of our brothers could be doing something, you ain't supporting it, or you hate to see another brother, be here,
Yeah.
you here type shit.
No
Like,
doubt. No doubt.
it's sad, bro, because we ain't gonna never get out of that fucking phase if we keep thinking like that, being the way
Yeah.
we are. We don't
And,
even
and
have
like you said, yo, you said something that's real big, yo. Like, it's we can all have simple changes to change it, but the way the shit is, like, it just, man, this shit gonna have to implode on itself. That's
Yeah.
why I said it's gonna get way worse before it get better.
You,
Go ahead, my bad.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead, finish what you
No,
gonna
I
say.
was just saying that's why I said it's going to get way worse before it get better. Just the way it's going, it's going to implode on itself, and then change going to come. Because in order to change, something got to be destroyed. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? So it's
Right.
like some shit got to be. Because I'm gonna keep it a bean. Some motherfuckers can't come to the new shit, man. Some niggas got.
That's
Listen, this
right.
gonna sound real harsh. Some motherfuckers gotta die, bro. Some people
Of
can't
course.
come, yo.
That
You know what I'm
poison,
saying? Like, I'm
that
just
shit
being
need to get
honest,
wiped
yo.
out. Like if you got poison in you, you ain't doing nothing good.
Yeah,
I hate
like
to say
you
that shit
can't
too, bro.
come. Like you can't bring that shit to we trying to build something. We just gonna have to eradicate. You can't come. We'll give you a chance
Right.
to get that shit out. But if you can't come to the new world we trying to build, bro. You
And
can't bring to this new community type shit. Like,
I believe
I'm
it is
sorry,
like
bro.
some kind of chemical shit with us, bro. Chemical imbalance shit that make
Yeah,
us like that. Like we just,
yeah.
I don't know what. Like we got a lot of, like you said, like we got a lot of little different like mental health and little all kind of
All
problems in
kinds of
our
shit going
families,
on. Yeah.
definitely. And
And
that's
there's a
we know
lot of
that's
shit
the
that go in
reason.
effect with it. Shit that we watch, shit that we consume, shit that we
Of
around.
course.
We can talk about
That shit
this
all
all day.
year.
All day, you
But
feel me?
and Glenda, you're right. Yeah, like back
Yeah,
in those days, we was coming up. We did have communities that step up and whip your ass. Like I
yeah,
remember neighbors like they'd tell your mama they'd whip your ass, and they'd tell your mama they whip your ass, and your mama hear that shit, they gonna whip your ass even more because the fact
right.
that you did something that a neighbor had to whip your ass for, and it had to be wrong because the neighbor wasn't doing that.
I
All that shit
remember,
got broken, yo, when we started having these parents that's like, don't touch my child type
yeah,
shit.
shit like that.
It
You
fucked up
can't say
the
nothing to
whole
nobody,
village,
kid.
yo. The
You know
village
what I mean?
is gone
And
after
then
that.
and then not only that, to some parents to like, and then another thing, like, and I kind of understand some parents because some people is out this bitch wicked. Like some people can't be trusted. You know what I'm
That's
saying? So it's
facts.
like we
That's
can't
facts.
trust each other. Like you raising your kid one way and you expect the lady down the street to have them same morals and
And they
principles.
don't.
Nowadays ain't
And
no
they
telling
don't.
what the fuck they think teaching their kid down the
They could
street.
be whipping your kid ass just because they don't
Yeah,
like them
you
or
know what I'm saying?
something.
Like all types of shit going on. So
But it is sad because I tell you, we dealing with like a different community of people
yeah,
than what our people had, man. And I
yeah,
wish
no
we could
doubt,
get
bro.
that back because that was the days where it really was meant well for us and it was real
Yeah.
love there for us. And we had the village. The village took care of us, man. And all
I
of those
believe
things
it's going
too.
to get back. I do. I believe in my heart it'll get back. It's just a lot going to happen for it too, though. I believe we're going to have to endure a lot before it gets to that point. But I think it'll get back, yo. I don't think everything is going to be staying like this forever. Like at what point? You know what I'm saying? It's going to have to change at some point. And
Exactly.
just like things was one way and changed another way, things change all the time. You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? So
Just like you said, going back to like all of those things is what shifted us too, like and shaped us. Like going back to like not having a father in the house type thing. Like a lot of
right,
people don't realize this is something I didn't get to say the last interview, but I had a
uh-huh,
lot of good men in my life. Like
right,
didn't have to be my father. Like it was
right,
people that I went to work with that looked out for me. Like
right,
I remember working with this dude Charles, man. Like he was like I call him to this day like another father figure. You feel me? Because that's what he was
right.
like. He guided me when I was at work. When my mother wasn't there, my father wasn't around. Like yo, still seeing something in me that made him, treat me like a son and made sure I stayed on the up and up. And it was that throughout my life. I had stepfathers. I had I had uncles and cousins and stuff of that nature. But like it's those sometimes those outside figures that do more for you and groom you and help you shape to be,
No
better
doubt.
too than the inside. So
No,
all of
for real.
those factors too helped me become the man I am too. Like I
No,
ain't
for
just
real.
don't think it
And
was
thank
just
goodness you had them. And that's one thing I meant to ask you, like, about like just the father aspect of it too. When I left that interview, I meant to ask you about like the men and shit in your life and stuff, but that's
yeah, I had
something I
all
left
kind
kind
of
of in
like,
that
bro.
answer. I wanted to ask.
I had a stepfather for real that like, and this is something that that need to be said too. I had a stepfather that like he was already like he was older than my mother. Like he was older than my mother by a nice little ordeal enough that he was wise as shit. He was always about wisdom. with me and my sisters and stuff, like raising us, he always made sure. I ain't saying he was always right about everything. I remember one time that, this nigga, this is his name, neither here nor there. This nigga probably took me to get some Jordans. This nigga tried to get me some moccasins. I wasn't having that shit. But like, besides shit like that, wisdom wise, you know what I'm saying? You always molded us, and he taught me a lot of shit too. And he was he was really like my father. Because, when my father wasn't around, he was the one there all the way through, like most of up into, like, I would say a good, like 13 years old. Then I had, my mother had got married, and I had a different stepfather. You know what I'm saying? And he had some good sides to him that also, he was the guy, he taught me, how to shoot pool. He taught me chess. He taught me a lot of things too. You know what I'm saying? You can learn from a lot of many people if you choose to.
Doubt.
If you don't have that type of mentality that you fuck this nigga, who the fuck he think he is coming in. If anybody can teach you something if you're willing to learn. And luckily for me, I was able to take from those people. And even, like I said, people outside of the house, like I had a lot of OGs, like outside of, how the house that was at work, different jobs I worked. Just outside of my hood, like my neighborhood, that would, mold me and tell me if I was doing some wrong shit. And, you're going to have some, you're going to have some negative shit too in there some kind of way, because sometimes niggas want to carry you and come in, boy, like they your farm and shit. They want to teach you the wrong shit. So you got to watch that too. But I think it was just
no doubt.
the person that I am, it was just always in me to be, how I turned out to be. I think that's the start of it all. Like, regardless of whatever, God had a plan, and he made me the person I am. So regardless, I was going to be this regardless. That's just what was written. That's the way I see that. But we just living in evil times, evil world. You're right, Glenda. Like,
no doubt.
This is evil in this world. So like, I want to change this next topic around a little bit, because I definitely, we here to keep it neutral. We here to shine light. We not here to bring any harshness, because some of these topics need to be touched on, though. They need to be said. Because
no doubt. It calls for it's definitely interesting dialogue that our community need to have, and I'm glad we can have it on my platform. Like I said, I want the platform to be, funny, and I can sit on here and talk about bullshit with my mans. We can laugh at it, but I definitely want to have more realer and more introspectual conversations. You know what I'm saying, and not just be all dull all the time and shit. But somebody appreciate these kind of conversations out there. It's something for everybody. So that's really where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Moving it on to I'm just going to say toxicity in general. Like, what is your perspective on toxic people in general?
Toxic people?
Yeah,
man. I think toxic people sometimes don't even know if they toxic or not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, I probably been toxic to somebody at some point in my life. You know what I'm saying? Not willingly or not something I wanted to do. You feel me? But shit, I think there's no way of knowing. I don't think nobody wakes up and be like, well, let me rephrase, because you got people who are like meant to be like trolls and shit potentially, but you got some people who are unknowingly toxic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that all boys like that. That's one thing about this conversation. Anybody that's watching, you're gonna always see like all this shit got something to do with each other, like all of it. You know what I'm saying? And even in the toxic aspect of it, is a lot of self-evaluation that you gotta do and realize a lot of your shit. But toxic people, man, for the ones that's willingly going out there to be toxic, all I can say is for every rat and snake out this motherfucker is a hawk. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a rat or a snake all your fucking life, it's a hawk out here for you. You know what I mean? So shit, you gonna be a hawk or a fucking snake? Which one you wanna be? You know what I'm saying? So keep playing them games if you want. Don't nothing good. Cause the word is toxic. That ain't what the fuck. When has that ever been a good word? You feel me? Like if you seen something on the ground that shit said toxic, would you drink it? You wouldn't touch it. You feel me? So it's like for the people that's purposely going like even like this toxic culture, like even in relationships, it's the thing to be toxic and shit is. You feel me? Like oh yeah, I'm about to do some toxic shit and blah 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 and all that bullshit. Yo, you can't play with people's spirits like that. Yo,
Right.
because you feel me, you can fuck somebody up like that, you know what I'm saying? So just be careful if you're gonna play them kind of games, yo. But just remember, for every fucking snake and fucking rat is a hawk out this bitch. You can keep playing like that if you want to. Like, you can keep playing.
The toxic people can get hunted too. Like they could be they could be the prey too, you know.
Yeah, no
But
doubt. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
I definitely, like we spoke on earlier too. Like it's sad that, you know, a motherfucker can wake up and actually be like, yo, I'm gonna fuck somebody day up today.
Yeah,
like,
it's people that's like that, yo. It's people that really that's like that. You know what I'm saying?
It is, and it's like I say, I consider them demons, yo, because it's like they really get a kick, they get enjoyment out of fucking somebody day up, and I don't understand that shit, bro. It's like you don't want to wake up. I would like to believe, like at least most of us want to wake up and be happy. Like we want to smile, we want to. It's a beautiful day today, la 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 type shit, you know. But it is like you said, it's from people that wake up out this bitch and they think about fucking the world up. They want to take over the world.
No bullshit. They just purposely want to get somebody off their square, or purposely hate on somebody and shit, or you know what I'm saying, or you know, it's just it's never gonna stop. You know what I mean? Even in the ecosystem, like I use the word rats and snakes. If you take every rat and snake off this earth, the ecosystem be fucked up. So you kind of need them, but at the same time, the way the order works is a hawk out there for the motherfuckers. It's something that's gonna prey on them shits. So whatever that may be, or whatever that look like in the terms of toxic people, whatever the other side of that is, or the opposite of that is, just be careful. You feel me? With the energy you put out, it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying?
You put out is the energy you receive back. Yeah,
if I ever like did some toxic shit or did some ill things to somebody, whether I know it or unknowingly, Lord, like shit, I hope I'm forgiven for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something I'm proud to, like, I wear as a badge of honor and shit. Like I walk around, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at the end of the day. So
I would say that to the world too. Like, man, we both, I'm gonna say it for both of us, like for everybody, like. If I've ever done something toxic to you, knowingly or unknowingly, I'm not generally a toxic person, you know, on purpose, definitely. But if I ever done any wrong to anybody, I hope you forgive me. I hope you can forgive me. If they did anything, I hope you forgive us. I hope we can move on past that. You know, we just want peace. We at the point of life we trying to be peaceful. Like we ain't trying to do no wrong. And even with these topics and interviews and stuff, please don't take them the wrong way. Take them from
it's just conversation.
We trying to shine light and bring peace. We ain't trying to disrupt nothing.
And anybody welcome to put their input in what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know what I mean? Like it ain't like we the end all or know all with everything. You feel me? Somebody might offer a different perspective.
We open here. We want to hear everybody's you know, point of view and perspective and opinions, because that's what it's about. Like we want to open up these dialogues so that people can have a perspective and opinion. Like we want to hear, you know, opposite of what we're saying. We do want to hear other perspectives. So you know, hopefully everybody enjoy these and take them the right way.
Respectfully. Yep, like adults, without insulting each other and shit.
We ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit.
This ain't a debate show. We ain't debating and shit.
We ain't go back and forth with you. Like you know what I mean? There's always a hawk out this bitch. There's always a hawk, snake motherfucker. So don't come on here being no snake shit. Don't come on here with no bullshit. But respectably as an adult, like we open to point of views and comments. So just keep it peace. Keep it peace in return. All right, like this next topic got a video to it for real.
You want to play it? You want me to play? I don't know if we got enough time to play the whole shit, but I'm
just
pretty much play.
Where like this is touching on like something very important about, you know, the feds and America.
Real important, very important people. Like this some real shit.
Feds, you know, saying that we'll run out of money by October 2023, and I wanted to play this video for y'all because it's very important. I hope y'all staying woke and paying attention. So go ahead and drop the video, A Boogie.
All right, here we go, y'all. I'm while it's playing, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom, so I'm gonna turn off my camera.
Cool.
What's up, good people? I hope y'all are having a fantastic weekend. I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you today on a live and tell you that the Fed has predicted that Americans will run out of money by October 2023. That's shocking news because Americans had $2.1 trillion in personal savings just a couple of years ago. 2021 to be exact. Now, according to the Fed's numbers, that personal savings for Americans is down to 1.9 billion from 2.1 trillion down to 1.9 billion. What happened to all this personal savings that Americans had? In order to answer that question, we got to rewind back to the pandemic when the whole country shut down. People were forced to stay home. They couldn't go to restaurants. They couldn't travel. Most importantly, they were afraid that the country would never recover. So people started doing what? They stopped spending. They started cutting back. They started saving their money for a rainy day. Coupled with that, the government decided, hey, in order to get people to start spending again, let's pump some money into the financial system through the form of stimulus checks. In order to get businesses going again, let's turn on the money printer. Let's start giving them interest-free loans in the form of PPP, EI, DIL, all types of SBA type of loans for businesses to be able to reopen really on the government's dime and start welcoming people back again. So that savings rate skyrocketed. In 2022, Americans started spending again. Pandemic was in the rearview mirror. People felt like, you know something? I want to start spending some money. But what people didn't realize was our cost of goods and services were skyrocketing. And the main one that skyrocketed was housing costs. From 2020 to 2023, rents have went up by 18%, guys. Used car prices have went up by 44%. Gas has went up by 30%. And then food costs, well, it's went up tremendously. $100 that you would have spent for groceries pre-pandemic is going to cost you $150 post-pandemic right now. Right now. And what did that do to inflation? Inflation went through the roof. At the high water mark, inflation was 9%, guys, in June of 2022. And Americans just didn't quite realize it. But they're going to realize it real soon. Yeah. Just like the Fed said, they're going to run out of money in October of 2023. And here's going to add insult to injury. Student loans. You're going to have to start paying for those student loans again in October as well of 2023.
Jeez.
So you got to understand, 43
That's
million
me. Fuck is they talking about?
And trust me,
have student.
them motherfuckers they gonna get it because they gonna take that shit probably from your taxes.
Yeah.
If you willingly or willingly, unwillingly pay it,
They're gonna pay that shit. I'm trying to figure out what you want me to kind of because it's a long video. It's 40 minutes.
Oh, you cut it.
You cutting off because I mean he pretty much went into something that I'm happy that you brung on here. Like as far as the deeper issues in the world,
right.
I wasn't going to get into it. I was definitely going to get into it at some point on this channel. But this situation right here, y'all, is like it's a serious thing, man. You gotta at least believe that the American dollar and the dollar in general could be non-existent, yo. We can go bankrupt. This country could go into bankruptcy. It's a possibility that in your lifetime we may go bankrupt. You feel me? And what that would mean is a lot. It would affect you dramatically because a lot of us got kids and shit. And I believe in we living in times, some serious times, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm scriptures, you feel me? I believe we living in them times today. And this place ain't necessarily meant to be saved. You feel me? It's not meant to be saved, bro. It's not. Holding on to that American dream and shit and believing in that shit, yo, you believing in, you might as well believe in Santa Claus because just prepare yourself. I mean, do what you got to do until that point. Focus, save your bread and, make as much you could and live and shit. But keep in mind that, it could all go to shit.
Wouldn't even matter tomorrow or whenever it happened. And I do believe, like, for a long time, like, and I've done a lot of reading, bro. So, like, I've read that this was going to happen way prior.
Right. Man, we've been talking about this type shit back in 2012, 2013.
Yeah, when motherfuckers was thinking we was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But we're actually seeing it being implemented and put in play. And we know that these motherfuckers have that plan for us, definitely. Like, and we know
that why they having that FEMA having that worldwide national test warning and shit October 4th.
And
did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that definitely. But did you notice too? Like every time these motherfuckers get ready to do something big, what they do, they go out of like the whole Senate. They go on a break. Get out of office, yo. Every time, prior to this pandemic, they did that shit, bro. And then they dragged their ass on giving people taxes. Notice that too. Like they ain't they delayed taxes that year. They did that shit. Yo, they doing all of these things, people, for a reason. So don't stay woke. Like, don't let this shit go over your head. No, I'm not asking you to go crazy over this shit.
Just prepare mentally.
But just know that these things are going on and people are trying to control your life and shape and shift your life for their means, not for yours. They're not trying to make sure you good. They try to make sure the shit that they're trying to do, their big plan is in effect and it is going down. This is why we saying, think about it, people. Like, man, they always talked about this shit behind, off the camera. But think about these cars, all these cars with these chips in it and shit like that. Think about
where do you think it's going? Where do you think it's heading to?
Digital
currency. I need to say more? And not only is it coming, it's gonna be that shit gonna be up in you. Not only is it coming, they're gonna try to put that shit up in you. I'm telling you, like you know what I mean? And I mean that's a deep subject right there. But Billy, it's a matter of time. Lindy, they fucking us over big time, and this shit always happen close to election. And y'all right, you feel me? This shit, we gotta know how to detach from this fucking machine. Like we gotta be able to take it for what it is, detach from it, live our lives within it, yo. Try to live as righteous as possible. Ain't nobody perfect, yo. We gonna make, you know what I'm saying, stick together, love each other and shit. Try to be as upright as possible and not believe in this motherfucker because it's not meant to be saved. This is not going to get better. All that American pie, American dream with the picket fence and the dog and shit, the cat and all that. It might be over with,
they're deceiving us, and they're deceiving us in our faces. And we just steady being asleep, not giving a fuck, not paying attention. We're just not giving a fuck, not thinking it matters until it hurts us the most. So definitely pay attention, people, and listen. It's real. It's very real.
And don't be afraid. Don't be. It's scary. It's a
Right.
scary thought.
It's
But
scary. Don't
fear
be
leads you to
afraid.
do something erratic. Fear leads you to do some erratic shit. Just
Exactly.
like I said,
And that's
hold
how
on,
you
believe in something
control
bigger.
too.
Right.
Fear controls you too. That was something
Exactly.
they put on us since slavery. Like, as long as you're in fear, they can control you because they
Exactly.
can make you do what they want you to do because you're scared. And that's what you don't want. You want to be
Yeah.
the person to go outside of the lines and do what the fuck
Right.
you need to do for you and do
Yeah.
what you want and desire to do and
That's
not
why.
listen to the bullshit.
That's why it's important to have some kind be in tune with the Most High, yo. So it's
Definitely.
important to be in tune with God, Joe. Like, because like we speaking early in this podcast about divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta believe and just keep your eyes on that, and nothing physical
Faith
meant to
and
last
strength.
long anyway. So
Yeah,
you know
faith
what
and
I'm saying?
strength. Just knowing that if you're doing the right things and you living right, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
be
eat.
good anyway.
You're gonna
Like, you're gonna
eat.
be good.
You're gonna be clothed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really believe that. So yeah, man, that's like at some point at some point once I like, because I'm trying to work on getting the channel monetized, I definitely want to get into deeper subjects like that, because that's really what's in. All this shit is important, and I'm glad you brought this to the channel, Glenn. I'm glad you know what I'm saying, took
No
the
doubt.
time to come up with these topics, these interesting topics, and bring them here, and we can discuss them. You feel me, on live, on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. You know what I'm saying, and like, because people need to hear this type shit, yo. Like, we need to hear this. You know what I'm saying, and whether we want to hear it or not, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
the shit with this economy, I'm not a economic specialist, but I can
Right.
clearly look and see.
You
I can
got
go to
common
Winco
sense.
and see.
Right.
Yeah, you feel
You
me?
got common sense enough to know
Yeah, I
that
can
this
go to
shit ain't
Winco
right.
and see shit getting crazy, because when milk start being $5, it's like, damn.
Yeah, what
When
the
gas
fuck?
is yo, at one point in time, gas was
Eggs and
$7
shit
out
like
here.
$12 and shit. Like,
Yeah,
eggs ain't
shit
$12.
getting shit when rent when everything
Yo,
going up, like your rent
what the
going up,
fuck
but
happened with
your
the chickens, yo? Like, why are they so expensive, yo? What the fuck changed about them? Like, what did they do to
exactly,
them motherfuckers making me like
exactly,
what make me, what's a $12 chicken now, yo? Like,
exactly,
the eggs
right.
gotta be that damn expensive. Like,
Yeah,
nothing
you know what I'm
changed, yo.
saying? Yeah, all that shit. Like, yeah, I got enough sense to know that at some point this shit gonna implode, and I don't know how much longer they can hold it on. Like, even like what the brother saying October 4th, okay, it might, let's say it don't happen October 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Let's say it
gonna
happens
happen.
sometime. Just
Exactly.
mentally put it in the back burner of your mind. One
Right.
thing I
It's
know that the
gonna happen.
pandemic prepared me. One thing I realized with the pandemic, right, what it
But that
showed
shit
me,
was the early start to showing us,
that was
bro, that
the
they can do the
that was
fuck
the
they want at
conditioning.
any
That
time.
was the conditioning right there. You feel me?
Mhm.
But like, one thing it showed me was how underprepared I was for something like that. I'm like,
Exactly.
damn, like
Yeah.
I'm
Because how
underprepared
do
like a
you be
motherfucker.
prepared for a sneak attack, for some shit that,
Right?
you know
You
what
know what I'm
I'm saying?
saying?
You
Yeah.
kind of, even
So
if you don't know when, so how can you, that's kind of like you being prepared for your funeral. You don't know,
right, you never
you know what
know. You
I'm
feel
saying?
me?
It is
So yeah,
impossible,
no,
you
that's a
know?
fact, bro. So
But definitely,
like,
I remember, not to cut you off, but I
no, go ahead,
remember
talk
the
to shit.
time me telling people and shit back when they had. I know everybody that's watching, but maybe not everybody, but a lot of people probably remember when they stopped food stamps and shit. And I was telling people
Yeah.
like, yo, y'all better not get used to that shit, because they could cut that shit too
At
anytime they
any
feel
moment.
like it. And that
Yeah.
time that they had made niggas wait like for a long ass time before they gave them their food stamps. Motherfuckers was going crazy, yo. That's the
Yeah.
kind of shit they implementing, and they testing y'all. They trying to see
Nah, yo, they
if
trying to
you
see.
can swim, or
Even
you
with
gonna
like the
drown.
whole, yo, they put a this is why it's all like, it's a machine, yo. It's a literal fucking machine. Everything is like a machine. Like that, they showed a video of people panicking over toilet paper, and what happened next day?
They did it
Everybody running to the store grabbing toilet paper, yo. Like,
exactly
and you don't even take that many shits. Like, it ain't,
right.
you only got one
Niggas
ad.
is buying
You got
shit they
30
don't
rolls of
even need.
toilet
Right.
paper. Exactly.
Niggas being stingy
Fighting.
won't give another household toilet paper. They got toilet paper at home already. They got two in their cart. They won't give them one of them
Bro,
two because they afraid. What they think they
literally
gonna shit on themselves?
fighting over toilet paper. Like,
Right.
come on, that's
Like,
social
yo,
engineering, bro.
so if you don't got no toilet paper, you ain't got no rags or something to wipe your ass
Right,
with in the
nigga?
house, other than that.
It's
Like,
not
it's
that
not that
serious.
serious.
That's how
Yeah.
you know motherfuckers ain't coming from us. Sometimes you know how I make some shit work, bro. Like, shit, if it came down to
Hell
it, we had
yeah,
to wipe our ass with
yo,
a
we
t-shirt,
the generation of fucking, you know what I'm saying, sugar
couple
water and
candles,
motherfucking wish
light some
sandwiches
candles
and
in the
shit like
crib.
that. Like, man, syrup sandwiches and wish sandwiches and
Hell
shit and sugar
yeah.
water. Like, we can eat noodles, nigga, and survive for days off that shit. Like, we
And
definitely We
I
know some
guarantee
shit.
you got a pack of noodles on top of your refrigerator or wherever you keep your noodles
Man,
at.
nigga,
Somewhere.
I keep noodles, nigga. I keep noodles. That's the motherfucking automatic real nigga package right there, kid package. You gotta have some noodles. If you ain't got no noodles, you fucking
Hey,
up.
yo, if
You
you
ain't got
got
no
noodles in,
canned goods,
hey, yo, if you
you
somebody
fucking up.
watching this and you got noodles in your fucking house somewhere right now, you feel me? Like the
Then you
fucking
good.
video, yo. Just like it
Yeah,
real quick. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
you come from the real shit if you got noodles. And if y'all,
Yeah,
and I know niggas, you know what I'm saying, keep water. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I know
that's
niggas smart
it,
enough to
bro.
keep water.
Yeah,
And
you
shit,
got to.
and listen, y'all, I know that they saying the water bad and all that bullshit. Real niggas know how to turn that faucet on if it come down to that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
qualities in water and shit. Yeah, and I'm
Hey, but
all
if
for
it
that.
all come down to it and
But
you ain't got shit else
if
to
you gotta
drink,
survive out
you
that
gotta
faucet water,
survive, bro. You gotta make it
do
happen.
what you gotta drink that
Survival of
shit.
the fittest, right,
And
Billy?
ain't none of us
Survival of the
dead
fittest.
yet. We all
The,
drunk it. None of
Glenn,
us dead yet. What the
yeah,
fuck
Glenn
the
say
difference
I
in
got
the
beef and chicken.
It's
Yeah,
shrimp too. Beef,
and
chicken, shrimp.
beef
Yeah.
and chicken.
Yeah.
You got
If you
beef
ain't got
and
the
chicken.
oodles in there, if you ain't got the ramen
I
shit, you
know that
better have the
they ain't
fucking
good
noodles.
for us, yo. They ain't good for us at all. But like
Yo, they
shit,
ain't good with sodium,
you know what
yo,
I'm
but
saying? But like
they
if
the
it came
survival
down to it and
package.
you gotta eat them shits, like on some survival shit, it's good to
You
have
gonna
them.
eat them.
That's why
Niggas
they
can't be
last so
if
long,
it's
cause I
life
don't
and
eat them shits.
yeah, if it's life and death, nigga can't be choicy, you feel me? You gonna eat
Yeah,
what you
you know
eat.
what I'm saying?
You ain't got
But
nothing else but them.
yeah, you
I
know.
don't think you can pay attention to how healthy shit is when you dying
When
anyway.
you
You know
down
what
on
I'm
some like shit, I
saying?
gotta eat this.
Last
Like you
minute, I
feel
gotta
me?
eat this today or I'm gonna die today type shit.
Hey yo,
Then
cause for real, when you read like since I've been on the little health shit, yo, I've been reading the back of a lot of shit, yo. You
a
know how
lot of
much
shit ain't
shit,
healthy, yo.
yo, a lot of shit ain't good for
That's the
us,
shit that
yo.
kills me, yo, because niggas be on that shit, though. Like, and I ain't against nothing, nobody saying a lot of people be talking that healthy shit, yo, but they
Yeah,
don't realize they still eating some shit. Ain't
yeah,
nothing
a lot
healthy.
of shit ain't good for us,
Even
yo.
the
Like,
shit that niggas think healthy. Broccoli, you know what I'm saying? How many times we heard shit about broccoli giving you
right,
cancer and shit like that? You feel me?
yeah,
And remember the time where the pesticides and shit, you know, I know people remember when they was like the E. coli shit with veggies and all that shit and beef and
mm-hmm.
all that. Like it spread it over to
Or
the veggies.
even if you go, even if you think, all right, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna go get some vegetables and shit, yo. Some of them vegetables be
Ain't
like
good. They
lab grown
sprayed,
as, yo,
yeah,
you
lab grown, sprayed,
You literally
pesticides.
gotta go to the farmer's market where they pulling that shit out the dirt. Like
Brown. I want to
you
see
gotta
you
get
pull
that. You
my
gotta get
corn out the dirt.
you
Nigga,
gotta get
take
that
my
lettuce.
carrots out the ground, nigga.
Yo,
That's the only way I believe is organic. Because even that organic shit ain't organic, my nigga. They be
right.
lying, yo. Niggas, if they lying to you in the media about every fucking thing else, don't let them lie
yeah,
to you about food neither.
yeah,
Because
yo, that
yo,
food, yeah,
you're not gonna
that's
tell
it.
me like I want to see you pull my shit out the ground.
Yeah,
Greens, cabbage, whatever you giving me,
yeah.
y'all need to go out back and get
When
that
you
shit.
bring it home, you literally washing dirt out that shit, or it still got dead grasshoppers in the middle of it and shit like that, because they
Yeah.
done got bundle wrapped up in the damn
Right,
lettuce. Like you
right,
feel
they
me?
straight poured them, and I can
Yeah,
deal
yo,
with putting the vinegar and the lemon juice. A lot of people don't know about like
shit, yo,
these are the cures for like shit like putting the lemon juice and the vinegar and all that
yeah,
in your meats and cleaning up. This is how you cleanse your shit, you know.
yeah.
So
I
like
tell
when I
them,
do
yo, tell them,
fish,
like, let them know, like, how you do it. Just you gotta put it out there. You said it now.
yeah, like you know, if you got some meats, definitely, y'all. Like I stay away from pork, definitely. I
Yeah,
don't
I
eat
don't
that
eat
shit.
pork either. I don't
Beef
eat pork.
cured because I'll every now and then I'll do like you know I might
Little
let
red meat
myself
and
do a
shit.
little beef once in the blue moon, but I really
Yeah,
stay away from that shit too. But if I'm
yeah,
going to eat like any meats, I'm even doing both, or I'm doing
yeah.
one or the other, lemon juice or vinegar. That shit is
What
natural.
kind of vinegar? Like apple cider vinegar or
Apple
just
cider
regular
vinegar.
vinegar?
Apple
Uh,
cider vinegar will do
my
it. Like
my people's put
pour
me
that
on with
on like if
she
you're doing fish,
Billy
you
put me
cooking
on with the
fish.
apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, yo, apple cider. You can even drink apple cider vinegar.
Yeah,
Put
I
some of that
drink
shit
this
in the
shit.
water.
I drink it with some
Put
water
some in the
and you add a
water.
little squeeze of lemon
Cleanse
juice.
yourself out. Cleanse you.
And then
It'll be good.
not only that, any cravings you got for sugar, it'll knock them cravings
It'll
out
knock it
too.
out. That shit
And it'll
poison
help with
too
your
much too.
inflammation. If you got inflammation or acid
Yep.
buildup,
Yep.
it'll nullify that shit. Instead of taking
Yep.
Tums, drink some apple cider vinegar water and
Yep.
shit, and
Yep.
it'll
And
handle
lemon
your
juice, and
you know what
lime
I'm
juice,
saying?
the other good joints, good
Yeah,
remedies. Garlic, people keep garlic in your house, yo. Like garlic,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Definitely. I put like a lot of garlic when I cooking food and shit like that too. That shit good for you.
Mhm.
Make sure y'all stay. These are things that can
My
fight off
brother say he
cold.
put in. That's my brother. He said he put it in his laundry and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit
Yeah,
got
you know what I'm
multiple
saying?
uses, yo. That should get some stains out your clothes too, won't it, bro?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Like,
yeah,
that's
no
real nigga
doubt.
shit. Like, niggas know we always come from using shit for multiple purposes. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times it's right in your house already. Yo, you ain't gotta
Yeah,
go out
yo.
and buy all this shit they telling you to buy. How about when niggas putting tea bags on the eye, when niggas used to get styles and shit in their eye, things of
Yeah.
that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
And
it's so
for
many
real, if
remedies.
you got the means to, and you know, everybody's situation is different, but if you got the means to, yo, pay a little extra for the organic, like the more pure shit. You know what I'm saying? If
Right,
you could, you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Real
If you
organic.
can manage to, you know what I mean, put a little extra up for you know what I'm saying?
And listen,
You know,
everybody,
everybody can't do it. I get it, but
I don't even want to hear that shit though. On some, and I get it, like on some real unfortunate shit. You right,
yeah,
but I don't want to hear that shit because we stand in line for Jordans and all this other dumbass
yeah,
shit. If you can afford that shit, you can get the new iPhone and the new fucking
yeah,
Galaxy phone. Go get you
yeah.
a hat and all this bullshit. Then there ain't no reason, my nigga, you
Nah,
should
I
pay
feel
for
you.
health.
Yeah,
Health
you
is
right.
more important, and we would spend our money on some bullshit first.
Nah,
But when
you
it
right.
comes to our health and what we put in our bodies, niggas don't want to pay money for to be healthy. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Like, invest in yourself. Your body is everything. If you ain't
nah,
alive,
no doubt,
all that
yo.
bullshit you buying, then it ain't gonna matter no way. But put
Yeah,
some money into investing in your health. Like, eat good, try to eat good.
yeah.
And I ain't
Try to
telling
eat
you
a day,
like
you
I'm
know.
some fitness king and perfect and
Right.
I don't eat bullshit. I still eat bullshit too.
Yeah, I do
But one
too.
thing
But
I
you gotta
do know
balance
is
it though.
get that shit right.
You
And I know
can't
how
like,
to get
you
it out
know.
of me when I put it in me too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's about that
And
too. Like, making
unfortunately,
sure.
yo, and another thing is, yo, unfortunately, like, shit, man, we in captivity, yo. Shit, most of the time, that's all
Mhm.
niggas got to eat is the fucking bullshit. You feel me? In
Right,
some
right,
cases, you know what I mean.
right.
But like, you know, shit, we live in everything processed. So if you unless you know where the store's at and know where to get shit, or you order something off Amazon or something like that, it's ways to get it. But like,
Yeah, you definitely
yeah,
just
yo,
got to do
definitely
your.
is important to kind of watch what we
Like, if
putting in
y'all
our
can do
bodies and shit.
homework on the latest shit coming out, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Do your homework on that kind of stuff too. Like, it's nothing but to read, and or we
yeah,
got
no
Google
doubt,
now.
yo.
Google the nearest, like, farmers market or organic market. Like, you
Right.
got so many of them. You got a lot of people on the road when you go out, like, in the country. Like, you got a lot of farmers out in PA.
Yeah.
So, like, you might have to take a little drive for some stuff sometime. But if
Mhm.
you're going to do that for fun and for
Yeah,
for
it'd be
the
interesting. They
thrill,
even
you
got
might
like
not do it for your health.
yeah, that's one thing I like living where I live in Cali. There's a lot of agriculture out here, and it's like
Right,
little like land and lands of farms and shit. Where
right.
and
Bunches
you
of
know
them
when
are.
it's harvest season, they sell that shit on the side. They
Yeah,
be selling it like
yeah.
and
This
it's
is
like
we
not that
coming in.
expensive either.
And we coming into the season where,
Yeah,
like, it's,
local farms, right,
right before
right,
winter time. Y'all can go. Definitely, like, we got them
yeah,
everywhere. Agriculture's everywhere, so you
right.
just gotta be willing to go get it and go look
Yeah,
for it,
go get that
or
shit, but it'll be
ask
worth
people.
it. Like you say, you get your veggies from a farmer's market, local farms, yo.
Definitely,
It's that much worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's that much beneficial for you
and
just to take that extra
and
ride. And
start growing your own shit. They
yeah,
sell the seeds at
yeah,
the
yo,
market. Start growing your
yeah,
own shit. Yo, I don't
yeah,
care if you
no
gotta get
doubt.
a fish tank, you feel me? If you ain't got
Yeah,
no backyard, whatnot, ain't no excuse. You can go get a
yeah.
fish tank with some dirt and then
Nah,
like,
yo, nah, you right
man,
about
plant
that
your
shit.
own shit, and get a light. You might have to, pay a little bit more money doing it that way. You might have to get some good quality lights or whatever, lighting or whatever, so it can grow inside and make sure you water it and all that.
Right,
But just do your homework on that. But
right.
if you got a backyard, yeah,
Yeah,
go get your
you could grow
seeds.
some shit yourself. Like Glenda said, try
Don't
cooking
do us if
more.
you're in the hood. You better watch out for the rats. They eat them fucking
Yeah,
seeds and
you
shit like
find a
that.
way, make it work. You feel me?
But
But
yeah,
Glenda say
make it
try
work.
cooking more instead of putting money into fast food. You'll spend more on fast
And
food than buying
that's
something.
one of the
Nah, that's a
topics
fact.
too. Now I want to talk about that because me
Yeah,
and my other bro were just talking about that. Now, this is the thing. Honestly, I do say that on the perspective of fast food just ain't good for you anyway. It's not healthy. There's a lot of processed shit. But as far as price, man,
niggas ain't ready for that.
that shit costs the same amount of motherfucking money nowadays as everything went up is cooking in
What
the
you talking
house.
about? Fast food?
But yeah, like if
No,
you
fast
like
nigga McDonald's don't cost the same. Man, McDonald's like
exactly.
$9 now.
That's
Nigga,
what I'm
what?
saying. That shit costs just as what I'm saying
Nigga,
is all
what?
right
You think you going to
for
get some cheap shit from McDonald's? You go there and they be like, your total is $28. You be like,
right,
damn, like what?
right. But that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
imagine, like, for a person like me, I got a house of 4 to feed. You
yeah,
see what I'm
right.
saying? So of course, you're gonna always stretch more in the house if you're a real person. Like I said, you comfortable with me coming. You know how to stretch the food out for a couple of days. So that's the win in it. But as far as pricing, like I pay if I go to the market, like if I take $30 to the market, my nigga, I ain't getting much shit either. You feel me?
Right.
I'm probably getting the same shit like that I'm eating from a place like that too. You feel me? That's just how up things are right now.
No, I feel it, but it might be more beneficial to just go to the market too, though.
It
you
is.
know what I'm saying? Because
it is.
You're healthier. You feel me? Because I get what you're saying. You'll go spend $15 in what McDonald's, and that same $15 in Winco or whatever store you go to get you the same shit.
Nigga gonna get a loaf of bread and some milk. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a loaf of bread and some milk for that shit.
Yeah,
you ain't getting, you know what I'm saying? Niggas go to the market.
Everything is expensive as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
but if you talking about just straight health wise, it'd probably be better to go cook that shit yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Always. Like you gonna get it. And to me, I think I make a better burger than McDonald's than them any fucking way.
Man, McDonald's, they giving away fucking burgers for a penny, 50 cents. You buying that shit?
That
man,
shit
niggas better not eat that shit. Is what?
I've been telling people that for years. That's human meat,
Yes, it is. I just posted something on my story that said like it was a report that a lot of this shit was human meat. Like they found human meat.
They found like years ago, and I was telling people that's why I don't eat that shit no more, I
ain't eaten in a while. I ain't had fast food.
They found bodies and shit in the factory that produces and makes their meat.
Let me just say this
shit, partial human meat.
Mostly all fast food, and I mean, like niggas, like niggas like to be like just put everything on McDonald's,
all that. They be getting the same shit from same place. A lot of them got the same distributor. You feel me? Like a lot of them got the same manufacturers. For real.
Right, my brother he said I spent $30 on a dozen box of eggs, a frosted flakes, and a loaf of bread.
A loaf of wheat bread, and that's what I'm saying, bro. That's real nigga shit, Like now it's sad. Like what are the times we come into right now when the market used to be the play because we knew we spending less money and we could stretch the meals longer. But now niggas confused. That's why niggas probably eating fast food now because niggas like fuck it. Like as far as that, like of course it's not healthier. But like niggas like if I'm gonna spend $30, fuck, I might as well go get
something. Something like that.
Yeah, I might as well get me some, go get.
Yeah, because $30 in the market, that ain't shit. $30 in the market, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If you go, I don't even, to be honest, it's sad when $100 a day ain't shit. Like
ain't nothing,
that shit evaporates, my nigga. Like you can't. If you need gas, my nigga, and you need a couple things from the market, you're in a hole right there.
Right.
You in a hole if you trying to
Mary's Steakhouse, you say something about Mary's Steak, nigga. What? Mary's Steakhouse.
Oh my God, that shit like classic. Like niggas don't know about them burgers from there and shit. Them
the steakums, the burgers,
the pizzas,
the chicken nuggets,
the huggy juices and shit. Niggas don't know about that shit, man. The French toast,
bro. The French toast sticks,
man.
What?
Shit.
Yeah,
niggas
I
lived
love
in there.
Mary's, yo. I love Mary's. I came up on Mary's. You get the little wing, the party pack of wings. You feel me? All that shit,
was my shit. Them little, I used to love the garlic joints, bro. Them motherfuckers used to be smacking.
Yeah,
I get a bag of them, and it seemed like as a kid, everything was right, everything was all right. You
that's what it seemed like,
you
man.
just needed a bag of wings, and you know what I'm saying, and that shit fed you. Get some of them pieces and shit. You pop one or two of them bitches, and you was good. You wasn't really hungry, or you was good.
Yeah, no doubt.
A couple boxes of cereal.
Damn, ain't no Murray's no more. I ain't been home in a while. Murray's gone.
Yeah,
you can still buy the shit though, can't you? Like you can still find like steakums.
And it ain't even the same shit, it's that bullshit now. Like it's not even like I think it's some fake, you know what I mean, Murray's. I think they slapped Murray's branding on that shit, but it ain't the wings small and shit. Them bitches anorexic. You know what I'm saying?
They selling niggas fucking. That's some tires. They selling niggas fucking tires and shit.
They selling the aftermarket shit.
Damn, you can't get the fish squares. I remember the fish squares, yo. You go in and throw the fish square and the motherfucker with the
that shit, man, used to be, and it was reasonable price. Niggas used to do their marketing there. You could do almost your whole marketing there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and then still had money left over to go to get the extra other shit that Murray's didn't have that you wanted. You ain't need much. You remember back when we could go to the corner store and get penny candy and shit
all that shit,
yo, a whole bag of candy.
Yo, I remember you take $1. You get $1, you get a bag of chips, a cake like a
Yeah,
Swiss roll,
and
a
a
little
huggy,
a
and
little Big Burst, a Huggy Juice or something,
you'd be
a
good, yo.
butter crunch
You-
cookies for you know what I mean.
you-
$1 won't get you nothing. Now you can't take $1 to the
Man,
store though, boy,
you
yo.
can't even get gum for $1.
Man,
You
what?
can't even get a pack of gum and shit. That
Yeah,
shit will run you. And dollar store ain't
right.
even $1. That shit $1.25
Dollar
store now.
25. That's how look. Billy say, food don't taste like how it used to taste. It don't.
Right,
That shit
right,
don't taste the same. All that shit that they putting on the, and then they say they
right.
took the gluten
Years
out. I want to. Yeah, it's too much shit going. It's wild out here, yo. And we niggas need to be more mindful of what we putting in our bodies for sure, yo. At least
Yeah.
if you gonna eat some bullshit, spread that shit out, yo. Give your body time to break that shit down and push it out. You
And
feel
learn how
me?
to detox your body and get that
Yeah,
shit out of your
detox your
body at
body,
least.
fast, practice, try fast and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let your body reset and get some ketones all up in you, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
shit like that. And if you're gonna eat every now and then, go ahead, but like don't every day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know
treat
niggas
it
at
as
my
a treat.
job. I know
Treat it
niggas
as
at
a
my
treat.
job and I ain't gonna I ain't trying to put nobody out there, nothing like that, because you know,
Oh yeah,
people
it's a
gonna do what
lot of
they do.
people. It's a
But people
lot
at
of
my
people around
job,
the
yo, at
world.
lunchtime, they eating fucking every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that
and,
shit ain't
and I
healthy.
ain't gonna lie, I was the same. You feel me? So it's like
Like
we
every
got, you
single
know,
day.
huh?
I've ate it. I've been in a phase one point in time where I would eat that shit more than I needed to. But not
Yeah,
never every day. That shit ain't
yeah,
good budget wise either. That shit ain't good
yeah. Hell no.
money
Hey
and it
yo,
ain't good for your health. But
you know what me and
I've
TP
probably
was
done
talking
like
about?
three.
You know what me and TP was talking about recently, yo? How good niggas had it at Towson. We used to have all the eat food. We could eat up
Oh
that
yeah,
motherfucker.
you can eat
Remember
for
that
free.
shit?
You work there and
All that
shit.
free food and shit, all that.
Yeah, you
Who
get to eat
knows what
healthy.
that shit was going on? And exactly, I was about to say all that shit could have been some fake ass food. You feel me? Bad, no nutrition in that shit or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you
but
know
the,
I
but
was
the
skinny as shit back in
but
them
the
days,
good
and I'm
thing
still
is,
eating.
think about this, but we seen the food coming in. We seen it come out the trucks that came from
Yeah,
like those places that we talked about
yeah,
where you should get your produce and shit like that from.
yeah,
So most of it we do know where it came from and we know that
yeah.
it was decent. But as
Niggas
far
ain't
as like
really
the people
smashed.
cooking it though, like the people who was cooking that shit, I can't say the same for them though. You know what I mean? You get the wrong
Right?
motherfucker cook your shit, you might have a little bit of this, a little bit of that in your shit, you
Yeah,
know.
man. No, no
But
doubt,
they
no
were the
doubt.
days. They were the
Yeah, it
days.
definitely was the days, man. Definitely was the days, man. You ain't got nothing else you want to
Yeah,
talk
I got.
about, bro?
I'm gonna do this last segment, and then we're gonna end the show because I know that you know what I mean we've been on here for a hot minute.
Yeah,
It's
we've
been
been on here for a minute. It's all good though. You know
definitely
what
a
I'm saying?
good show. But
Yeah,
I want to end the show with telling everybody, you know, um, we love all of y'all. We appreciate
yeah.
all y'all support for sure, for sure.
No, for sure. That's a
We're gonna
fact.
continue to try to like every time man come together, we're gonna
I any
do these real
just
life
know,
events and episodes and like real conversation
yeah, yeah. Just
that's
know,
real
anytime you
relatable and
see
helpful
G
for
Money, we
y'all.
going. If you see G Money, more than likely it's either going to be a long episode or we gonna have a lot of shit to discuss. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying? Because that's how we talk off the camera. So you know what I mean? Yeah, just try to get authentic people up here and you know what I mean? And like he said, yo, I appreciate I've been getting love, you know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm probably getting on people's nerves, reposting all the videos and shit. And you know what I'm
Hey,
saying? And they
it's
constantly
good.
saying this shit. But look,
It's good
it's
footage,
all
man.
good. I ain't gonna let that stop me. You know what I mean? But I know it's gonna catch on, and I support. I appreciate everybody that take the time to, you know what I mean. Look at the videos. Like it's 6 people in here right now. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, yo. And Billy, Glenda, you know what I'm saying, bro. Victoria, I didn't even see Victoria comment. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I appreciate y'all for just even checking in, popping in, and you know, listening to us talk. You feel me?
Yeah. So I just want to say, everybody, thank y'all for getting on here for real.
Yeah, yeah,
And we appreciate all of the support as well, like he said. And I just want to
yeah.
say, keep your head up, no matter how tough it gets. We know
Keep
that
it
everybody
real.
going through something. We all affected by this pandemic. No matter
Yeah,
what, just know we here for y'all. You know, and you're gonna make it through. You're gonna pull
yeah.
through.
You
Just
gonna
keep
make it
faith.
through. This shit gonna be all right.
Keep faith.
You ain't surviving for nothing.
But
You know
keep
what I
your
mean?
head up and keep your head on a swivel.
On the swivel.
Hey, play
And
that last
remember.
little.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. What you saying? What you saying?
I was gonna say play that last little video about like you know what I mean. Why I'm telling y'all to keep y'all head on a swivel It's the reason. It's the reason why y'all should keep your head on a swivel.
I gotta get it. I gotta pull it up real quick. Hold on.
It's all good.
But
Take your time.
while I look for that, I just while I look for that, let me play this commercial one more time. You feel me? While we look for that, I would just play the commercial. You feel me? Hold on, give me a second.
You want to win $100? Listen, all you gotta do, hit the link, sub to the channel, hit the bell, tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time for your chance to win $100. And look, you ain't even gotta pay me back. You feel me? It's all yours. I'll cash app it straight to you. But first, you gotta do that. You gotta hit the link, sub to the channel, hit the bell, tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m., 5 o'clock Eastern Time, p.m. Let's go.
You can win $100, and we just talking all that shit like $100 ain't gonna get you shit nowadays. But I mean, hey, it'll get you something, yo.
From the giving perspective, no, that's a plus.
Yeah, it'll pay for y'all date or movie night. You feel me? Like I'll pay for y'all turn up party or something. But yeah, tune in. But you gotta win it though. It's not, I ain't just giving niggas $100. But look, yo. The video you sent me, and I see it right here. I would have to upload it to here, and it'll kind of but I'm gonna try to put it in the camera. You feel me?
Cool.
And that's probably what I could do for y'all right here. But it say this is crazy. Got to keep your head on the swivel, and I hope everybody can see that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Y'all gotta keep your head on the swivel. And always alert on point, because anything can happen at any given time. But stay focused. And like you said, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
We love y'all, man.
Subscribe, like, comment.
Subscribe, like, comment, all that good shit, yo. Oh yeah, just some quick announcements, yo. Next week, I got a few guests coming on. I did have a guest come on, supposed to come on today, but we had to reschedule. You know what I'm saying? But next week I got some guests coming on, and some more people. And feature artist Friday. I got somebody I'm bringing from the West Coast. You feel me? He gonna come to the channel and show some love and shit and come talk. Y'all might see Glenn again next week. So just stay tuned. I'm telling you, listen. I got some fun shit, interactive shit planned. Please, yo, just trust me. Everybody I'm talking to, they like, yo, this is a good idea. So just trust me, yo. It's gonna be entertaining. It's Straight Pip TV. It's not just a podcast. It's an entertainment hub, yo. This is where you can come and just get entertained and shit. We got, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, we love y'all, yo. Take it easy, and we out this motherfucker. Peace.